Money back with another one. I got a guest in the building. My big brother, the UK, the God, Cheddar Boxing. What's going down, Cheddar?
How's it going, mate? Fucking good to be back doing a video with you.
Oh yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a while, but we back in
Yeah,
the building, and got some interesting topics to talk about, man.
absolutely.
My brother Cheddar over there. You in Spain now, Cheddar?
What's that, mate?
You say you in Spain right now? Where it's hot as hell?
Yeah, back in Spain, mate. I was in England for like a couple of months working, and now I'm back here suffering with the heat.
Yeah. It's hot as hell in America too. In some parts of America, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna say all of
I
America.
don't know if you can hear it. I've got a fan on me, which is just I need this just constantly on me at all times.
I got a fan right over here, just constantly on the wheel.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
we
mean
got
in
the
England, I never had one. Never like no need for it. No air conditioning. I mean it gets hot sometimes in the summer, but only like during the day. Not now. It's night time. It's still. Do you know what I
okay.
mean?
So England got good weather right now. Huh? But the people getting hurt, we got 6 people in the building.
Yeah.
We got the comments. Derek McGee, salute to you, bro. Salute to you. And I want everybody that's in the comments go follow my brother Cheddar Boxer, man. Y'all might catch him here and there, but he's a busy man. But trust and believe,
Yeah.
boxing knowledge on the point.
I'm going to try and get a bit of a run together. Now I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to try and make a few. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you saw because I started making like a few Spanish videos as well.
Over
Making
there.
like a bilingual one.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I gotta check him out.
No, there's a few people have probably gone on there, like clicked on the video, and just see me there, like talking in Spanish. Think, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought, yeah, it'd be quite interesting. Make it bilingual.
Okay.
So
Seen
yeah,
that.
sometimes.
Salute. So yeah, so got a few people in the building. So I'm in chat, man. Interesting topic. Interesting topic. First of all, we just talking about the Dillian Whyte situation. So what we were saying, in my opinion, I feel like my guy Dillian Whyte is a dirty man. I feel like this the second time he done tripped up, man. And not only that, he kind of pissed me off because I started giving Dillian Whyte all this credit. You know what I mean? Saying he deserved the shot, and then this type of bullshit happened, man. You know what I mean? That's what kind of pissed me off with Dillian Whyte. But
Well,
like you were saying, Sean, innocent until proven guilty. We know UCAD called him. Vada say he's a clean man. Vada say he tested positive. I mean negative. But UCAD, I think UCAD tested him first, if I'm not mistaken. And the A sample came clean, the B sample came dirty. But now we're saying we're waiting on that B sample, and we can't find that B sample, so we don't know what's going on with that situation.
but UK haven't confirmed anything, have they? That's what for me. I don't really because I don't know that much about PEDs and all that kind of stuff, so I don't really get into it too much. If it comes out and it's proven that he's done it, then he's done it. Isn't he? I mean, like I said to you, there's a good chance that all of these like top level fighters are using something because they're all using supplements. They're all got like good teams around them, like top nutritionists. Do you know what I mean? People always looking for an edge to get slightly better. So it wouldn't surprise me if anyone got busted for drugs. But as I say, innocent until proven guilty is the fundamental principle. And UCAD, as far as they haven't said anything. Vada said he passed. Now, there was some sort of hearing. I know that is pretty much been confirmed, hasn't it? I think Eddie Hearn even confirmed it. So I don't think that's in dispute. But it hasn't been, as far as I can see, like proven. I mean, is there any other? The only thing I've seen is there's the article in Boxing Scene, which came from the bloke who was who also tried to say that Mayweather was taking some kind of, I don't know what it was, like before the Pacquiao fight, and then they came out.
IV bag.
What I'm saying, huh?
An IV bag from Mayweather.
Yeah, so it's the bloke who's got a bit of a. I'm not saying this is the case, but it is a bloke who's got a bit of a history of trying to be a bit controversial and coming out with these stories. And I think that the American, was it USADA or I don't know who it is. One of them then came out and debunked what he said. So I don't know. I'll wait till all the facts are out, and then I'm not going to condemn him before we've had like some evidence, let alone all of it.
Right, man. But
In terms of, I'll just say something about the first one as well. I'm not trying to be like an apologist for anyone here, but I do think that in the first one, he was basically okay. I think he was a professional, but he was fighting for fuck all money. Had no real team around him. Didn't really know what he was doing. Didn't really have much of an amateur career, and basically got done for something that he took like over the counter in some pharmacy or something. Do you know what I mean? So me personally, bearing in mind like the age of him, the kind of inexperience, and also the sort of lack of education that he would have had on that kind of stuff at that point, I would be prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt for that one. Now this one is totally different. If it is, because now he's obviously got a good team around him, he's a lot more clued up on all this kind of stuff, and it's a different kettle of fish.
yeah,
But
so you're saying if you get popped this time, huh, then it shows that he's even a fighter, huh? You saying if he would get popped this time, like if he was dirty, so you say you don't give him, you want to let him pass this time, huh?
yeah, the first one, I don't really. I just think that could have happened to anyone, really, bearing in mind the circumstances. It's not. It's just something that it was over the counter. He was pretty much a novice with no real advisors or experience of his own, and just sort of didn't really know what he was doing. And then he got like a 2-year ban for us. So it was quite excessive. But when you bear in mind, like Canelo did his thing, he got like what 6 months. Billy Joe Saunders did his, he got fuck all. I mean, I don't know what the. I don't know about Billy Joe Saunders, but he didn't even get banned at all, did he?
Yeah, Billy Joe. I don't know what the
Tyson,
hell. Like,
no, the Tyson Fury thing. No one knows really what happened because they never really proved that he'd taken anything, and that went on for about 2 years. That was UCAD as well, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but we don't really know. So UCAD are a bit, I don't know, they're not particularly reliable.
I can't. I won't say they're not reliable.
Well, I mean, they don't.
I can't say like with Dillian Whyte. My thing is this though, Sean. I go to the doctors, I get tested, they take blood and urine. They put the same blood in one tube and put A, they put the same blood in another and put B. So I just feel like if you got popped and they found it, I feel like your ass is dirty. Like with Canelo, I took up for Canelo, right? I felt like some party was in his meat. You know, Canelo came out with a press conference, but it still don't like you said, it still don't take the fact away that they using this shit and trying to, you know what I mean, get an edge in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like if you do get caught, they do come out and say that he got popped. Take a suspension like a man. Do what you got to do
Yeah,
and get your back. You know what I mean? So we go.
yeah,
It just I was pissed off because I was just starting to give Dillian Whyte all this credit, man. Like what he did to Lucas Brown. Came back. Chisora went in the fight, knocked Chisora ass out. You know what I mean? Fought the shit out of Doka Parker. Came back and fought this guy. His name shot in his last fight, Reeves. You know,
Oscar Rivas. Yeah,
yeah, a lot of people kept, oh, Reeves winning. I knew like this like me just saying like I knew it, but I had Dillian right up. I'm like, man, Dillian White won this fight. Of course he got dropped. I seen that. But I'm like, man, Dillian White after this fight, he deserved a title shot. He deserved it. You know what I mean? He deserved it. Then with this shit cracking and popping out, it just kind of pissed me off a little bit. Yeah.
yeah. If it does turn out to be true, but at the moment we don't know that, do we? Unless there's something that I just haven't seen. But now you got the WBC saying that he's not suspended, and I don't know. It's a bit weird. That's why I just basically wait for all the facts and see what happens.
That's true too, because I haven't looked up on the situation with the with what the WBC said. I looked at a little bit from my guy. Shouts out to my bro, main man. He had a stream on it. I looked at a little bit on this stream, and I really couldn't.
Good channel that I like.
Yeah, I really didn't pick up on everything he was saying, but I know they were saying like they didn't suspend him for the situation. They suspended him for the mandatory or some shit like that. So I gotta do my own research on it as well and really pick it up.
Well, a bit like the WBA did with Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, take his mandatory spot.
That's what they did, isn't it? And then when he was going to fight Wilder the first time, he got. I mean, there's always some sort of discrepancy in it. When it's Canelo, it's like tainted meat. When it's Billy Joe Saunders, it's nasal spray. When it's Luis Ortiz, it's like heart or blood pressure. It's always, do you know what I mean? There's always something. But then he got his WBA mandatory taken away after that, didn't he? Same thing, I suppose, with the Dillian Whyte.
So they come down with a stricter punishment than Dillian Whyte than they do on maybe more superstar fighters. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, what fucking hell? What's his name? Jarrell Miller. Jarrell, what is he? What's happening to him? He got done with about 8 different tests, didn't he? Or something. He's like sort of world record breaking PED. I've never seen anything like it.
Dude has some shit in his
Terminator in there.
He could have killed himself, right? He wanted to win so damn bad. He was ready to go through desperate measures to beat Anthony Joshua.
Did you come out like fucking green, like big red eyes, like he didn't even get banned.
But you know the thing about Jarrell,
Tyson Fury was talking about.
Yeah, he got banned.
Okay, but not for long.
He got banned. Can you hear me, Sean?
Yeah, I can hear you now, mate. You cut out for a minute. Yeah, I'm here now, mate. Yeah, you cut out for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's StreamYard or what. But yeah, I think Jarrell Miller has only got like 6 months, man, which is a slap on the wrist. Like, I feel like that shit is just like them missing one fight. You know what I mean? Like, and not even missing one fight. Like some fighters sit out longer than 6 months.
They need to have some kind of consistency, and basically everyone play by the same rules. Everyone have the same testing. Everybody get the. Because at the moment, like no one knows what's going on. I mean, the Billy Joe Saunders, like he basically got done for. He says a nasal spray. I mean, to be honest, I mean he did lose a lot of weight very quickly, which is what that drug is supposed to do. So it's quite convenient, at least if it was the nasal spray. Do you know what I mean? Then he gets he got like another mandatory like fight after it. No, nothing at all.
And now he's a damn world champion.
Yeah. Then he got mandated to fight for a vacant title as well. He was supposed to fight against Andrade again. So I mean, what's going on? And he's not even really like a big money. Like Canelo, obviously, like makes sense. They're going to cover all that stuff up because he's just like a big money man, isn't he? But Billy Joe Saunders, I mean, well, who knows? It's just no one knows what's going on. You need some kind of consistency. Otherwise, it's just a waste of everybody's time, isn't it?
That's true, man. That's true. It's like, what's the point of catching them if you ain't gonna really do shit about it?
Yeah.
You know. And then like Billy Joe, like you say, he lost all that weight, but then right after that, you leave from 160 and go up to 168. I mean, kind of suspect a little bit. So,
well, that's quite suspicious. That's pretty suspicious in itself, isn't it? Because he was like struggling to make 160. He does it all right. He gets busted for this like sort of nasal spray, and now suddenly he's like up at like 168. Like, I mean,
exactly. Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Sean. They need to figure out how to be consistent on, like, set a rule. Like, you know, we don't want to clean playing field. Nobody want to see a dirty fighter, man. No matter who it is. Point blank period. Set a rule. If your ass get caught, there need to be some type of strict ban. You know what I'm saying? To send a shockwave through boxing, man. That way, motherfuckers will really get it. Like, yo, you get caught on that shit, your career is done. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
at least. Sorry,
go
interrupt.
No, I was gonna say because you see fighters die in the ring, man. You know what I'm saying? We just seen 2 fighters die in the ring, so it's like it's crazy. It's real life. These dudes getting punched in the fucking head, so they need to really set some type of real strict situation where if your ass get caught, you know, it's gonna be real consequences behind it.
So you know what the consequences are, not just like, oh, this might happen, that might happen. Who knows? It's got to be, this is what's going to happen. no messing about. It'll be like a year or 18 months or 200 years, whatever. But you know what it is, and the consequences are the consequences, regardless of who you are, who your promoter is, how many times you've done it. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
they need to do.
yeah. But we can move on from
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua situation, Sean. The Anthony Joshua Andy Ruiz 2 rematch. We're
Mm.
seeing that Eddie Hearn came out with the press conference go be in Saudi Arabia. We see Andy Ruiz saying he's not going to Saudi Arabia. We see some people saying stand on the Andy Ruiz. We see people Eddie Hearn saying he's pulling more wool over people's eyes and shit like that. What's your whole thought on the situation? And just overall.
Well, I don't like the fight being in Saudi Arabia, first of all. That's just taking a piss, really, like from Hearn, just trying to make money and try and. I think he's trying to set up Saudi Arabia as a kind of rival to Las Vegas. Because if you look at Las Vegas, the advantage Las Vegas has in terms of getting these big fights is just the amount of money they can put down for these like site fees. They just give you got these really big like rich casino like the MGM Grand and all that. They'll just give you like what $40 million to have it there, plus what you can then charge for the tickets, all that kind of stuff. And obviously it's very like a wealthy kind of crowd. It's a very rich kind of place where they make a lot of money out of everything. They sell the tickets for a lot. So I think Saudi Arabia, because there's nowhere in the UK that can do that. There's nowhere like they're not going to give you a load of money. You can make money from the venue, but they're not going to just give you that much. Yeah, have the fight here because you're not. It's just you need to be Las Vegas with all these like sort of high rollers coming in, just spending silly money on bets and stuff to cover it. Do you know what I mean? So I think he quite likes the idea of Las Vegas being a place where they'll just give us a load of money and then we can put on a fight there. But he's trying to sell it as if this is like somehow good for us and good for boxing. I don't really see how it is. It's definitely not good for British fight fans. I didn't want the fight to take place in America again. I would have preferred. I think it should have taken place in England. Now, if Andy Ruiz just really, thrown his toys out the pram about coming to England, didn't want to do it, and then they're thinking, oh well, we'll put it on a neutral kind of ground. I don't believe that for a minute. I do believe that Ruiz doesn't want to come to the UK, but surely, like, it should just be stipulated within the contract. So that's what I don't understand. The contract, as I imagine, would probably state that not the exact place and time, just that we choose the place and we choose the time within reason. So then they would have just done it in England, which obviously would have made a bit less money than if they did it in Las Vegas, but it still would have made a load of money. So that would have been the best option. It would have been better for Joshua, would have been better for us fans. It would have made it more difficult for Ruiz, and it would have been much better politically for Matchroom and all that as well. You know what I mean? To get like a bit of momentum back and a bit of few marbles back that they lost. So now take it to Saudi Arabia. I don't really know like what grounds. If I was Andy Ruiz, I don't particularly want to go to Saudi Arabia, but he'd probably rather go there than the UK, wouldn't he? I think he's just going to use that, or his team are going to use that as an excuse to try and wriggle out of it.
I feel like money talks. I said this in my last live stream. I don't think Eddie Hearn, man, knowing the situation with Dillian Whyte, knowing what's going on with Anthony Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz. You heard Echo?
No.
All right. Knowing the situation with Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz, right? And knowing how everybody is on his ass. This is just my opinion. I don't see Eddie Hearn putting himself in a position to look bad. You get what I'm saying? I don't think Eddie Hearn gonna go out there and say the fight happened in Saudi Arabia, have a press conference, and the fight don't happen in Saudi Arabia. So in my opinion, I don't think Eddie Hearn, he be prideful, man. He prideful. So I think, like I'm gonna keep saying this, I think the contract is locked. I think he know inside that contract that whatever Andy Ruiz signed, that he has to follow by that contract. You gotta follow the obligation. So the money wise, and I said this, I think it's around a $15 million mark. Anyway, we should be getting somewhere 15 million to 20, which is probably a possibility. And I think if he come up with the money wise, Andy Ruiz don't give a damn what he's for that, as long as the money right. You know what I mean? So I feel like they holding back, saying they not going to Saudi Arabia to get Andy Ruiz more money. Andy Ruiz probably like, do we have faith on where the fight should be? In my opinion, I think you still have faith on where the fight should be. But if you sign a contract already, and you saying you obligated to do the contract, saying in that contract if Eddie Hearn got the right to pick the venue and where the fight should happen, then
Yeah.
you gonna have to honor that contract on the simple fact
Yeah,
of
of course you
yeah,
do.
you locked in.
It's basically like it's just sort of common decency, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
Andy Ruiz
you locked in.
was offered a very good opportunity. I mean, he helped the show. He was paid well, and he got like an opportunity to fight for basically 3 of the 4 titles. And he was happy to sign it then. And obviously, he's not just like I said, like Dillian Whyte when he started buying some over the counter thing. He's got a load of like professionals with him. He's got Al Heyman with him. He's got I don't know who else he's got with him. It's not just like he just sees the contract and goes, oh yeah, that'll do. He's obviously taken it to some serious people who've looked at it. They've looked through it properly and decided, yeah, this is okay. So now he's thinking, oh, actually, I think I'm in a better position. Like I'm going to try and I just don't respect that. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mind the idea of him getting paid a bit more money. If he can, I think he's going about it the wrong way, to be honest. But if he was to say, if I was Eddie Hearn, now obviously I'm probably a bit more, maybe not quite as much of a sort of ruthless businessman as Eddie Hearn, but still, if he came to me and said, basically, these are the terms we agreed, but I thought we're basically going to be going to the UK. You've now come into an extra, let's say like 40 million blah, blah, from Saudi Arabia. Obviously,
Exactly.
you're now making loads more money. Can you break me off a little bit of that? And I don't
Well,
think that's unreasonable. And I don't think Eddie Hearn would really have much of a problem with it. But the way it's being done is like it just looks quite problematic.
well, I can't just say problematic on Andy Ruiz side because on simple fact of it's like we said, we don't know what's in the contract. We speculating, but me knowing Eddie Hearn, we know the rematch is in the contract. We know, like, just being realistic and being like, we know that somewhere down the line the rematch is gonna happen in the UK. Just in my opinion, what I feel like, I knew like if Andy Ruiz win them titles, that rematch not happening in America. They going to the UK. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. I'm all right. Like I would have been all right if they say, well, the play happening in the UK, this, that, and third. But with Saudi Arabia coming to play, and I think you just hit it on the head, Sean. I think that's something that Eddie Hearn, like, fuck it, okay, Andy saying I want to come to the UK now. Let's go over and see what we can find the venue at. And he looked to Saudi Arabia, like, no, they probably had situations to deal with Saudi Arabia before, but this time it was just like maybe a match. It's the perfect opportunity for him in this head saying, all right, we can get Anthony Joshua into what we was over here. We're going to understand how big of a fight it is. You know, Saudi Arabia, they always willing to pay. They got so much damn money over there, it don't make no sense. They're willing to pay almost $1 billion for Mayweather and Pacquiao. They're trying to get that fight. So it's like it's money with them. You know what I mean? So they can come up off the money, but it's like you say, Eddie Hearn coming through a lump sum, and now Andy team sitting back like, wait a minute, buddy. You know, you get X amount of dollars now, so you're gonna have to come up for more for my client. And I think that's what's.
Yeah.
I don't know if Eddie wanted to come up that money or not, but in my mind, I feel like he's gonna come up off the money because he already alluded to the fight happening in Saudi Arabia. Like, to me, I really don't give a damn where the fight happened at, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Long as they fight. Long as they fight. But just looking at it for Andy Ruiz side, and it's all about money. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I want to fight in the UK because first of all, basically we were like really, well, we still do have like a big scene, obviously in the UK, but it's starting to get a bit diluted. Like obviously Joshua went over to America. Tyson Fury is now just sort of fighting sort of bum of the month club in America. Her now trying to take this to like sort of Saudi Arabia. There's quite a lot of there's basically we haven't really had any like big time boxing for like that we used to for a while really. We're like a really big. We've got Lomachenko actually coming next weekend. Not to the end of the month. It's not like it's. But this fight, I think, would have been because I did a video with my mate the other day, and he was saying he thinks it's a piss take because this is the biggest fight in boxing right now. It should be either in the UK or in the US, based on that, or Mexico even, because of these three like big boxing countries, and they're all relevant to the fight. Saudi Arabia is just basically it's just some sort of totalitarian state where they're just literally here. We've got loads of money. We'll just pay you to have this here and put on this kind of event to make us look good. And it's not. But also, I'm sort of waffling a bit. But the fact from Joshua's point of view, because Joshua lost the last fight, it's not like he lost by some lucky punch in the 11th round. I mean, he's convincingly beaten. So normally when that happens, I mean, I remember people were saying, is it a good idea for him to take the rematch? Now he's taking the rematch because, like, politically, like, kind of like financially, he's got no choice, really, has he? If he doesn't, then he's just not going to. He's going to lose everything he's worked for. So he's in a position where he's basically forced to, in terms of everything, to take this fight. But it's not really ideal for him to go straight back into it now. So if I was Andy Ruiz, I'd be thinking we need to get this going as soon as possible. I wouldn't want to be like messing about, longing it out. I think, right, I need to get him back in the ring. The longer this goes on, the more chance he's got to sort of recover from it psychologically, to improve. You know what I mean? I'm getting more and more sort of silk pajama syndrome. I just want to get it done as quickly as possible because I think the closer the fight is from the first one, the bigger advantage that is for Ruiz. What do you think about that?
Well, which part though? Which part?
No, I'm saying that he basically, like, for Ruiz, the way Joshua lost was he was convincingly beaten, knocked down 4 times.
Yeah.
People like arguing about whether he quit. I mean, it's debatable, but it's at least arguable that he quit. You know what I mean? So from that perspective, Ruiz would be that if that happened straight away, you'd think that's a big advantage for Ruiz. Andy Joshua needs to regroup, cover up a few holes in his game.
I got Anthony Joshua winning the rematch.
Huh?
I got Anthony Joshua winning the rematch.
Yeah, but still, do you agree that it would be a more of an advantage for Ruiz to get it over and done with quicker rather than longing it out? When you just knock the bloke out, like.
I mean, if he don't go and fight Joshua, I think they're gonna try. If he don't, then they try to make Wilder Ruiz happen. You know what I mean? That been on Al Heyman's side. So I think he go for Anthony Joshua. We know it's more money with Anthony Joshua, but I know the situation when people say Anthony Joshua don't go back into the rematch, this, that, and the third. I don't say that. I heard people telling Anthony Joshua he shouldn't go back. They're telling fucking Jared Hurd he shouldn't go back. Look, if you take something from me, bro, I'm coming back to get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like, fuck it. If you beat me again, I'm gonna beat you. But I see what you're saying. Like, you see what you just did to him the first fight. Make it happen again. You can do it again. My situation with that was, I feel like Joshua put on a lot of muscle mass getting ready. I'm not making no excuses. You know what I mean? Andy Ruiz won that fight. We know there was no fluke. There was no fluke at all. But I feel like Anthony Joshua's head was stuck on Jarrell Miller for us putting weight on. You know what I mean? Jarrell Miller, you're not going to around the ring. Jarrell Miller, big ass fighter. You like to try to walk down around the ring. I think Joshua's putting on mass to say, you're not going to move me. You know what I mean? So with that being said, miscalculated Andy Ruiz speed and how Andy Ruiz moves. I mean, you can never see what a fighter is until you fight him. So getting into the ring with Andy Ruiz, okay, this little bitty motherfucker is fast. You can. Joshua will see. I can't come in just a big with big brute force trying to get out of there. You know, so I just feel like it was a lot of pressure on this. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, still, when you're a champ, you hold 3 titles, you got to be ready for whatever's coming. You know what I mean? So I feel like this second go round, I feel like Joshua gonna get the weight down. I feel like he'll have a full training camp to put Andy Ruiz. Vice versa, Andy Ruiz gonna have a full training camp to Joshua as well. But I still feel like Anthony Joshua can call the team to beat Andy Ruiz, and I think he come out in the second fight, and I think he get his titles back. I think Anthony Joshua come back and get his titles back. You know, it ain't gonna be easy, but I feel like he'll be like. I know they keep saying the shit about mentally this, mentally that, but at the end of the day, once you get into the ring, I'm saying so. I just think by him fighting Andy Ruiz the first time, he knows what he's up against, you know. And I think he'll be ready, man. I think Anthony Joshua will be ready. What's your thought
Yeah,
on that?
yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's a tough one to call a room. I agree with what you're saying. I just think that the longer it goes on, the worse it is for Ruiz. If I was him, I wouldn't have done all this messing about. I suppose obviously he's just thinking he's got the potential of making more money, so that's probably a bit of a stupid thing to say. But if you take that out of the equation, just the pure like boxing side of it, he should have got it done as quickly as possible. Also, I think the fight should be in the UK for Joshua with that his whole career really, because although New York, there was quite a few British fans over there, and there was quite an atmosphere and stuff. It's still different. Do you know what I mean? So he's had that experience now. He's kind of used to that whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Like all that kind of energy and that
So saying
stadium,
he
more energy. Yeah, it's obviously everyone talks about how like it's sort of intimidating for people to come into, but it's also like suddenly like a bit of a maybe like if you're used to doing it and suddenly it just sort of changes and you're like looking at everything's a bit different. Do you know what I mean? Don't have that kind of people like G it to the same extent, G'ing him up. Maybe that. I think if he came back to for the UK, the atmosphere would really help him, and it obviously wouldn't be good for Ruiz either. I don't think the climate as well. I mean, Ruiz is like from California, which is really hot. Coming over to London, very different, or Cardiff time zone. It's just I know, like Saudi Arabia is a bit. Saudi Arabia is probably more similar to California than England is, I imagine, in terms of climate and all that kind of stuff. So I just think it just makes sense for him to. And it's not like he's really. People say, "Oh, he needs to go and like prove himself and do this and this." I don't believe that at all. He fought him that time there, so why not have the second one in London or Cardiff? Then, if you want to have like a third one, you have that somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? He's not under any obligation to go and fight again at Madison Square Garden. He should basically fight having all the. If he's signed a contract that sort of gives him these advantages, he should use those advantages. Do you know what I mean? This is
yeah, if you got a benefit, look, man, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Like if you have a contract set up for your advantages, you got to try to use them. But on the other hand, that's why I say we never know what's in a contract. Evidently, for not to happen in the UK, Andy Ruiz must have had some say so. Eddie Hearn had to, he had to abide by whatever the contract said. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
like I was saying, I felt like that was going to be in the UK, like hands down. I'm like, Josh will lose them titles. They going back to the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew Eddie Hearn. Like that's one thing that I knew they were putting in the contract. But with the Saudi Arabia shit, it was mind puzzling to me at first. Like I don't even know if Josh was a Muslim. To me, I don't think he's a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So he was a Muslim territory. But like you said, the money is the situation. You know? Arguably, people saying that's what the speculation of he got paid 70 million to the Saudi Arabia like that. So we really want to know all those details. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Eddie Hearn go let that cat out the bag. You know, so overall, they fighters. It's a ring. I'm not fighting for Woodward's. I'm not fighting for Anthony Joshua. You know, but I do understand what you're saying. You know, once you're around a certain atmosphere, you do got a tendency of being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll see. And then we see Anthony Joshua come out with the interview saying he felt like the crowd was booming and stuff like that, which I don't think the crowd was booming. You know, so he said he was focused on Deontay Wilder, overlooking Andy Ruiz. We all got to give him kind of the benefit of the doubt with this situation. You know what I mean? Because you look at it and say, we are looking for a replacement. Michael Hunter at first. Joshua would have fucked Michael Hunter. He would have blew past Michael Hunter. So it was Luis Ortiz. They got canceled. Andy Ruiz. A lot of people can say, "Oh, I thought Andy was gonna win the fight, this, that, and the third." I don't think they really believe it. Yet, you know what I mean? So they say they try to fight they're trying to fight. So they can say that and make themselves look good a little bit. They'll say I did this and I got that back, all that shit. They can say all that shit all they want to, but 80% of the people didn't think Andy Ruiz gonna win that fight. I damn sure didn't think Andy Ruiz gonna win that fight. I knew Andy Ruiz was a hell of a fighter. I take none away from him. We know the fight with him and Justin Fury, the fight he just had with the dude, but
Yeah.
I never gave. I ain't gonna try to give him a chance like he didn't have a percentage. But there's nowhere here I thought Andy Ruiz gonna win this fight. Andy shocked the world and he shocked a whole lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not listening to people saying I knew Andy was gonna win. I knew Andy was this, Andy was that. Y'all can miss me with that shit. Miss me with that shit. Now with this
No.
rematch, yeah, this rematch is gonna say a lot. You know what I mean? This go,
Yeah.
and like I say, I take nothing from Andy Ruiz. I'm not saying there was no lucky shit or there was no fluke. Like, oh, he hit him with a lucky shot, nothing like that. He won clearly, like hands down. He got up. Joshua dropped him. He got up. He won the fight. But I just see Joshua, man, getting right, coming back, getting the titles back. And my thing is this: with the Wilder situation going on, he said he could fight Luis Ortiz, then he want to fight Fury. Could we see if Anthony Joshua was to get his titles back? Like I said, it's not gonna be easy. Could we see Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder? You know what I mean? That's my whole thing.
I said it. Well, sorry, if you're going to carry on, I was just going to say, like you mentioned, like Wilder.
And do you think that the fight lost any luster by Anthony Joshua losing?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I mean, it may be like in 5 years' time. Yeah, definitely, it's lost. I mean, the whole thing was that basically Joshua and Wilder, both undefeated, both knockout artists, both big, strong, hard punchers. Both of them maybe like a little bit vulnerable. I mean, it was America against Britain. You know what I mean? And everything did it. Now it's still a good fight, but I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If Joshua comes out, demolishes Ruiz, then like sort of demolishes, I don't know, like Usyk or something, or Tyson Fury, and Wilder still stays unbeaten, then who knows? But no, I don't think so. I think that whole undefeated and the fact that it was for undisputed was an opportunity lost. That's you gamble. That's obviously what happened with Wilder, and I mean, in my opinion, he was stupid to turn down that. Well, I mean, he would have got that money, and he still would have been paid loads for the other fight. I don't know how it would have worked, because then him losing to Ruiz, I don't know what that contract would have then stated with that money.
Exactly.
So I suppose it would have been ballsed up anyway. But he still would have got paid loads for like knocking out Brazil at least. So that, I mean, but yeah, I don't think it would be the same.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm saying looking into this world. I don't look. My thing with Wilder and that $100 million shit, Chatter. I don't think it was stupid for turning it down. To the fact of we don't know what Wilder getting paid. Yes, it want the 100 million, but like Wilder said, him and Dillian, him and Dominic Brazil, he said that shit wasn't pay per view. Like, I'm not paying pay per view for that shit. You know, I'm not paying. Denise, Miss Denise, how do we sound? Is it okay or is it any echo or anything going on? But he said it was gonna be on pay per view, and like sometimes you don't want to put yourself in a position, right? To say, oh, if I go fight Anthony Joshua, you're gonna give me 40 million, but if I win, I get the same 40 million because we never know how much the money was gonna be. And then like with this situation turned out, we never know what's gonna be the end game now because it was supposed to be 2 back-to-back contracts with Anthony Joshua. But in my opinion, say a little echo, is it bad? In my opinion, though, Cheddar, I feel like if the Wilder situation would have happened, I don't think for a chance that um, Andy Ruiz would have been in there. Would have been in there. You know what I mean? I think they probably would have put Michael Hunter in there, let him scorch Michael Hunter, and
Yeah.
then turn around and let the Wilder fight happen. I don't think they would have risked it. I don't think they would have risked it. You know, so with the boxing, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Would you make of this? Because Wilder or because that got they basically was it they like announced it? Or he came out like the week, a few days before the. I don't know what that. Well, I mean, a few days before the fight, Joshua Ruiz said, "I'm fighting Ortiz," and we haven't heard anything since. What's going on? Do you reckon it's basically like he's injured? Ortiz like wants more money? Like they what's going on? Do you reckon? Because they're supposed to be like the rematch with Tyson Fury as well, aren't they?
I feel like
which was supposedly going to be like early next year. So Deontay Wilder, he tends to get injured quite a lot, doesn't he? He doesn't really fight that frequently.
I don't think it's injured. Salute, Mr. De Niro. I feel like with all these big fights getting announced, I think him and Ortiz got pushed back to October, the end of October.
Because they're like Porter and Spence.
Yeah, Porter and Spence, they pop up on pay-per-view because they doing a lot of fucking pay-per-view fights now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like they trying to figure out a time to not put them too close together, you know, because there's just too many damn pay-per-view fights coming up.
They're taking a piss, mate, aren't they, with the pay-per-views?
Man, too many damn pay-per-views.
How much you pay for a pay-per-view over there?
The last almost $75 or $70. Sometimes it can be 65.
Because I paid for the
yeah.
I live in Spain, so I don't generally pay the I don't have the option of paying the pay-per-view. Because I was in England over the summer. I paid 20 quid for the Dillian Whyte Oscar Rivas fight. And I thought like 20 quid, like it's quite a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we came up for $65, $75. Yeah. I think Spence and Porter gonna be $75. So yeah, they cracking heads for the pay-per-views.
I mean I don't know. So what do you reckon the Ortiz Wilder is? I mean, is it going to be announced soon? Do you reckon? Are you interested in it?
Yeah, I'm interested in it. I feel like it's a dangerous fight. It's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like my thing with that is a lot of people pissed off that Wilder fighting Ortiz the second time. But salute Mr. De Niro. I don't know if I salute you or not. But now it's like when the first fight was over with, everybody was saying, "Oh, Ortiz deserves a rematch." Now that the rematch is, everybody's saying, "Oh, it couldn't happen because of what happened with Tyson Fury." But my thing is, I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it because it's a dangerous fight. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see. Trying to make sure I'm using the right mic. Echo. Yeah, but it's a dangerous fight, and Wilder can people. I'm going for Wilder to win, and I feel like Wilder can knock him out, but that's like Ortiz can win that fight. You know what I mean, Ortiz can win that fight, so Wilder taking a gamble, and it's something that's no fighters doing because you're fighting top fighters back to back. Just like Ortiz Fury, it can happen in the world. Ortiz Fury. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You got to salute Deontay Wilder.
Well, I'd give Wilder. I gave Wilder a lot of credit for the first Ortiz fight. I thought that was dangerous, and I'll give him massive credit for the Tyson Fury rematch because that will be like there'll be no excuse. That will be Fury at his best. In terms of him fighting Ortiz now, I mean, you say like the rematch you want to see. I agree with that at the time, but how long ago was that? That was like nearly 2 years ago, and things have changed since then. The point is, for me anyway, was now like he turned down the Joshua fight.
No, he never turned it down.
He did turn it down. You can say he tried to like sort of put it off until later. That's fine. But the point is, he could have been instead of Ortiz. There are more interesting fights he could have been having.
If they wanted Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, Cheddar, they could have went around. They could have went around fucking Dominic Brazil. You don't have to have me locked in a contract for 2 Anthony Joshua fights to get me to fight Anthony Joshua, especially when I've been bowed down to everything to fight him already. So that's how this turned down Joshua.
Hold on. First of all, they didn't try to negotiate it. There wasn't like sort of, I'll tell you what, why don't we do that? It was literally like, no, don't want that. We're going to fight Ortiz again. Could have come to Wembley as well. Didn't want to do that. But anyway, I don't want to like get into that. That's all sort of done and dusted.
He already agreed to come to Wembley. He already agreed to come to Wembley. He
No, he
agreed
didn't
to.
agree to come to Wembley, mate. He said he did, but he didn't sign anything. He
Listen,
said he just
listen.
said, "Oh, you can't say if I try to buy your house off you and
No,
you
no,
send me the contract and I can't if I don't sign the contract, I can't go around telling everyone, oh, I agreed to everything. We know you didn't agree to everything
no.
because you
He
didn't
agreed to
fucking
come to
sign half the
Wembley.
deal.
He agreed to the flat fees.
No,
That's
he
not
didn't, mate.
he agreed
Why
to
did
it.
he sign it?
He agreed to come to Wimbledon twice.
He didn't sign it. He didn't
Agreed
sign
to
it.
the fees. No,
Okay,
wait a
well,
minute. On Eddie Hearn behalf, he didn't sign because Eddie Hearn didn't want to play ball. Eddie Hearn wanted to just run the entire show, which he was running the entire show. So if you don't sit up here and say that he didn't agree to come over, because he
he
did agree.
didn't. He
Yeah, he
agreed
did.
to it, but he didn't do what was required to then cement that deal legally. So
No,
you can agree to anything you
Eddie
want.
Hearn
If you're not going to
agreed.
follow through with it, then what does it matter? I can agree to do so. If I don't
Yeah,
follow it through, it's irrelevant.
yeah, but
Anyway, like,
if I keep trying to get in the situation, if you agree to buy my house, but if I say, oh yeah, you know what, Cheddar go buy the house, all right, let me throw something else in there. You be like, hold on, wait a minute now, money man. I agree, but if I keep throwing monkey wrenches in there, you go turn your back around too and say, you know what, I'm all right with it. So
yeah,
it don't
that's true. Yeah,
go.
that's true. I mean, it is sort of speculation on both of our parts. Like, neither of like Eddie Hearn side or Al Heyman and Shirley Winkle, like neither of these people are like 100% trustworthy, are they, when it comes to business or like in terms of putting their side of the story across? So
I
whatever,
saw I
it's done and
heard
dusted
it's
now.
really good.
Yes,
Let's talk about Barry
huh?
Hearn over there as well. Don't leave
Barry,
Barry
oh yeah,
Hearn.
okay, yeah, exactly. There's loads of shady characters involved. But anyway, Ortiz at that time, it was interesting. But now, I mean, really, why did he lose that fight? Really, he lost it because he was physically he just he couldn't handle it with Wilder. He was skillful, he was good for a while, but physically he couldn't handle it. He was just basically too old. So now, 2 years later, he's going to be even older. Wilder's got better since then as well, in my opinion. He's fought against that. Really was his first, like, what I would say, like, really skillful opponent. Then he fought Tyson Fury. So he's really, I mean, to me, Wilder, even said himself, he's just a sort of freak athlete, isn't he? Physically, he's just very gifted. And he wasn't, I mean, I'm sure even you would agree that he wasn't fighting against like particularly challenging opponents. So he hadn't really been taking it that seriously. After fighting Ortiz, then Fury, I think he's had a bit of a kick up the arse. And he realised, I need to start listening to Mark Breland and I actually need to start thinking about this and doing it a bit better. And in my opinion, he's improved since then. Ortiz is going to be worse. He's looked terrible like since then, really. He looked all right. He basically, I
Disagree.
mean, he doesn't look terrible. He hasn't looked terrible. But he hasn't looked like he's got any chance of. He hasn't looked as good as he did when he got knocked out by Wilder, which isn't exactly a good sign, is it? I watched
I,
the fight because, to be honest, when it first got announced, I was very disappointed because we didn't know what's going to happen with Ruiz Joshua, and I thought that Joshua was going to call out Wilder, and maybe we could have that fight. So that's why, and also I'd rather see Dillian Whyte fight. So that was why I was sort of disappointed. Since then, the circumstances have changed, and now it doesn't really matter. So now it's quite an interesting fight, isn't it? I mean, it's better than the Dominic Breazeale fight would have been. Which, to be fair, actually, I wasn't. I quite like that fight as well, the Breazeale fight. I mean, it's over very quickly, but I actually thought that was going to be quite decent. But now, in the current climate, it's all right, isn't it? But I'm not going to be getting excited. I'm not going to be waking up at 5 a.m. to watch it like I did the first one. The first one, I was excited. I saw it as a 50-50 fight. This one, I think Wilder's just going to. He's just going to be too much for him physically.
I don't agree. I don't agree. Uh, Luis Ortiz, after the Wilder fight, 2 knockouts, and he went a unanimous decision with Christian Hammer. But the thing is, he beat the shit out of Christian Hammer in that fight. So
He
I'm not gonna
didn't beat
say
him. No, he
he
didn't.
he beat the shit out of Christian. What did Christian Hammer do in that fight? That was the 12 round.
Povetkin beat the shit out of him. Tyson
Yeah,
Fury knocked him out. He
yes,
basically had a. I mean, he outboxed him slightly, but
out slightly. So wait a minute,
yeah.
slightly means there was a close fight. Wasn't nothing close about that fight. Luis Ortiz beat the
I
shit
mean,
out of Christian Hammer for 12 rounds. Body shots. Come on now, Charlie. This is not no slight. See, the thing is, y'all make Luis Ortiz to be an old man, and that he don't have these type of skill capabilities, and
oh,
but
he is an
no,
old man, but he does have like skill.
nobody else is offering to get into the ring with him. Dillian Whyte wants no part of it.
Well, Joshua did recently.
No, Joshua wanted, yeah, and I gotta blame Luis Ortiz team for fucking that up. You know, Luis
Dylan,
Ortiz wasn't afraid. You gotta blame Luis Ortiz team fucking the fight up. But
Dillian Whyte did try. Dillian Whyte tried to fight when Dillian Whyte was basically below him in the pecking order. He went to fight him. When he then became like on top of him, he was less interested in it.
No, he had a chance when he signed the contract and he pulled out for the Joseph Parker fight. But
yeah, he fought Parker instead. Why wouldn't he have fought Parker instead?
He took off.
Well, it's a better option, isn't it?
More money. It won a better fight. More money. You know what I mean? And we still happening in the fight, which it was a good fight. It was a good fight, and at the time I understood it. Joseph Parker, former champion, just lost to Anthony Joshua. So I see the situation, but we know what the situation was. You beat Luis Ortiz, you get a shot at Deontay Wilder. But he still pulled out that fight with Luis Ortiz. Now, back to Luis Ortiz, because we're not gonna sit up here and make it like Luis Ortiz, like you said. He's 2 years let down the line. Yes, 2 years older, but it don't take away from the skill challenge. It don't take away from the dangerousy of Luis Ortiz, because he's still a dangerous man. Still a dangerous man.
Yeah, he is.
Up to this date, only person willing to step into the ring with him is Deontay Wilder. You say Anthony Joshua was willing now, because it's like you say, y'all think he was vulnerable. You know what I mean? But no one was willing to step into the ring with him now.
Deontay, hold on. When you basically in box generally, if you don't really bring much, so he doesn't have a belt, doesn't have many fans. He's basically like a skillful southpaw. He's quite a good fighter. You're not going to get much money fighting him. Why would people be queuing up to fight someone like that? It's not like everyone's ducking. That's just how it works.
Credibility, of course, it's how it works, but still credibility. Still credibility.
It's not that much credibility, but yeah, I mean, I would say he's at the moment. I would say he's like he's still arguably still probably like a sort of top 10 heavyweight, because there's a lot of up and comers who maybe could beat him, maybe they couldn't, but we don't really know. In terms of people who, because really you've got I would say, because you've got like what people would say with the big three at the moment. If you take like Ruiz out of the equation, if that hadn't happened, you would basically used to be like sort of Joshua, Fury, Wilder. Right, they are the people who, and then you've obviously got Ruiz in there, and then you've got Dillian Whyte's in there, and then you've got people like Ortiz, Povetkin, who are kind of Pulev, these kind of people who are basically like getting a bit past it.
I don't
know what I mean? And then you've got people.
I don't put Dillian Whyte above Luis Ortiz.
But that's your opinion. I mean, plenty of people would. Most people, like in terms of like Ring Magazine, for example, he is.
Yeah.
Most governing bodies, he is. You can say some people agree, some people disagree. But certainly, he's proven nothing really. He got knocked out by Wilder. I do actually quite like. I think he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. But let's put it in perspective. He's not Muhammad Ali, is he?
I mean, none of these fighters are Muhammad Ali.
No, but he's not even like. Well, he's not Riddick Bowe. I mean, let's basically sort of take it down a level. He's not even like Riddick Bowe. Do you know what I mean? He's a good, skillful fighter who's a solid top 10 heavyweight. He fought against Wilder, got knocked out. He beat up like Bryant Jennings about 25 years ago.
Nah, that one I
Christian. Taking the piss. Do you know what I mean? He's good.
You can't prove yourself. Nobody's willing to get into the ring with you. You know what I mean? So
who's he willing to get into the ring with? Who's he willing to get into the ring with?
Luis Ortiz was willing to get into the ring with anybody.
Yeah,
he was glad to get into the ring. When Eddie Hearn kicked him off a Matchroom, remember that? Remember he was over there plus apart. Remember Eddie Hearn? He's going to get a shot at Anthony Joshua. Then once he beat Scott, he beat Dave Right Wino. Eddie Hearn kicked his ass right off the Matchroom. See what I'm saying?
The WBA took him away, and then he decided to fight Wilder because obviously he was working with Al Heyman. He thought it'd be easier. Huh?
When he was with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn kicked him off of Matchroom. He took that fight away from him when he plus fought Anthony Joshua. Then
I don't know if it's possible. I mean, I don't know if he sort of kicked him off, or maybe they just decided to go and sign with Al Heyman. I mean, I don't know.
No. Eddie Hearn dropped him.
You say Ortiz will fight anyone. Well, what we do know is that basically, he's fought Wilder. He turned down the Joshua fight. We don't know what money he's trying to same like Rigondeaux. Remember, he's from Cuba as well. Similar kind of fighter. Very good, very skillful. Hold on. He was asking for like a lot of money. People.
Yeah, I'm that there's team did turn down Joshua and they dropped the ball on that one, but we're not gonna make it like Ortiz
But
like
but you're
in a
saying
position
he's ready to fight. He hasn't fought anyone. He hasn't fought. He hasn't made an effort really to fight anyone. He's just basically said a couple of things in interviews.
Stop, Chad, because you say he haven't made an effort. We know nobody wanted to fight the man, bro. He sit up there, he tried to fight, these people. Nobody wanted to fight, and it's not probably because of what you said. High risk, low reward at the time. We all know he was a dangerous man, so strategically they stayed away from Luis Ortiz. Now, after the Wilder fight, after Wilder knock him out, then people get a little bit more, okay, we see they can be knocked out, but still, it don't take away that Luis Ortiz been a dangerous man, and people still not in the ring with him.
He does, but that also, he's basically like still a bit of a nobody. So there's loads of people who are quite dangerous, but they're not really bringing anything to the table. You say he's willing to fight everybody, but he hasn't fought anybody really. So what offers has he made to people? When has he ever tried to fight like top level opposition?
I mean, fight Deontay Wilder.
Offers they've made. It's basically, is he just sort of hanging around, like expecting like other people to just pay him a load of money to fight against their fighters who they promoted and built up? That's just like, people don't do that, do they? So I actually like Ortiz. I just think people massively over like hype a lot of the stuff around him. I do think he's a good fighter. I think he's skillful. But I think at this stage, bearing in mind, especially he got knocked out with Wilder 2 years ago, when he's got worse and Wilder's got better, I just think he's got no chance. I wouldn't say he's got no chance, but he's got very little chance.
That's wrong to say that, Chad. It's wrong to say that he got worse because he got knocked out by Wilder, and all he did was win, and win. Knockouts in the UD don't make you worse. They don't make you worse, bro.
But I'm 37 now, which is probably about 10 years younger than him, realistically. So like, I feel I'm 37 now, which is probably realistically about 10 years younger than him. Now I feel like physically a little bit slow. When I do like sort of training, I feel a little bit slower. Reflex aren't quite as good, and I'm at that age. So like now, 2 years down the line, it's going to be even more. That's just physics. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's working because he got knocked out. He's going to be like physically. He had a disadvantage.
Probably in better shape than you, Cheddar.
Yeah, but that's not saying much, is it?
That's saying a lot. It is saying a lot. But
I don't think I've got much chance of beating Wilder either, to be honest.
No, but this is the thing though with Luis Ortiz, man. He's still a dangerous fighter. I know you say he's not known, but honestly though, like if you don't get the opportunity to fight these fighters, of course you're not gonna show your skills against the top level, But
yeah,
in this heavyweight division where we know all it takes is one punch to change the whole landscape of the fight, and Luis Ortiz has that power. So this Wilder fight is gonna show us a lot. It's gonna show us. We're gonna see. If Luis Ortiz got older. And I'm with you. They need to come out and announce it and tell us something. You know what I mean? If it's gonna be in November, give us something. I think they might come out around maybe the Spence. I don't want to wait that long and say September 28th to announce the shit. Maybe before though. Sometime in September they might come out, but I'm hearing that the pussy got pushed back again. I don't know if they put they back again to where we probably because this is gonna be the last fight for both of them in this year. So what they come in November or December, we'll just have to find out. But this fight was
I'll go Wilder sparking Ortiz. I think Wilder will spark Ortiz easier this time.
You think easier this time?
Definitely, yeah. Okay. It was very close last night. He nearly got taken out, didn't he? In like the I don't know what round it was. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that happening again. Could do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ortiz, like I say, against any of like the top people, top like fighters, like who are very good. First like 6 rounds, he's very dangerous. He's got a good chance. Like anything can happen. I think Wilder is quite cautious. Anyway, he's got the physical of not just the age. But he's very tall. He's very long. And he's agile as well. And he's got reflexes. So he's got all the physical advantages on Ortiz. Ortiz is just more skillful than him. And Ortiz is I mean, don't get me wrong. Wilder is actually quite skillful at what he does. It's just he only has about 2 or 3 tools in his arsenal. Whereas Ortiz is Ortiz is best assets for me, reflexes and footwork. Now, you can't tell me that, like, now, even in the last fight, he was, when he was like, imagine him when he was like 35, something. Like, bro, I don't know when he would, however, or even like 3 or 4 years ago, he was like noticeable. But even when he fought Wilder, he kind of looked all right, didn't he? But then now, like,
So let me
if he was fighting against someone like Wilder, like, I don't know.
who
He
would you
just,
pick to win between Ortiz and Dillian Whyte right now if it was the fight?
Dillian Whyte. But I think Ortiz would be dangerous for the first like few rounds. But I don't think
Ortiz
he'd
is
be.
like
He
Ortiz is
couldn't
like
handle.
Dillian Whyte.
Nah, he wouldn't. He might do. It's possible. In the first few rounds, he might do. But if he hadn't done by then, he's just going to get bashed up, mate. He's too old. He can't handle it.
Nah.
Dillian White's like a rough, tough. He's much more energetic. Fights at a higher pace than Wilder. He managed to last a bit longer with Wilder because Wilder's sort of cautious. He doesn't really do much. He just waits and like takes you out. Dillian Whyte be on top of him, body shot, putting his weight. He wouldn't be able to last like long like that. Not that kind
I
of
think
fight. He could not. He could not White out.
Yeah, I think Dillian
Huh?
Whyte's pace would be Dillian Whyte pace and his energy trying to get Louise out there. I think that'd be his downfall. You
Could
know,
do. Yeah.
I think as good as a body punch Dillian Whyte is, I think Louise Ortiz can go to the body good as well. With a fighters, not tall fighters, but fighters like that's more active. You know what I'm saying? Active one up against them. But it'll be
I'd like. To,
it'll be a
I tell
good
you, I'd
fight.
like to see Ortiz fight now rather than Wilder. I'd like to see him fight against Chisora.
That'd be a good fight. I like
That'd
to
be
see that
interesting.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, because Chisora's obviously he's much more sort of
Chisora
battle
been looking
torn.
good.
He's been in some real wars. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like Chisora's probably late 30s, but he's been
yeah.
in much more tougher fights. I mean, he literally fought everyone you can think of.
Oh
He's
no,
good.
I'm a Dale Boy fan. I look at Chisora, right? Especially man with um shit with Dave. I feel like he like and then like he got into the Bible. You know what I mean? Now David
Yeah,
Hay, as his
yeah,
manager now. So
yeah,
it's feel like he turned the page to me, like he was whooping Dylan White ass before Dylan White
yeah,
knocked him
yeah.
out. You know what I mean? So
Well,
I feel like, Dale Boy dangerous for anybody, man.
and
He dangerous.
he gave fucking Vitaly Klitschko probably his toughest fight since Lennox Lewis.
Hell yeah.
He really took it to, and that was like when Vitaly Klitschko was still good. Do you know what I mean? Not like when he was like, I mean, okay, he wasn't 100% in his prime, but he was like as good as on the stage as say Vladimir Klitschko was when Tyson Fury beat him. You know what I mean? He was still good, and he gave him hell. He got robbed against Hellenius. He lost twice to Tyson Fury very clearly. He's lost a couple of fights where he just couldn't really be asked, and he just sort of turned up, went through the motions, and wasn't really
Yeah.
motivated. I think, but
It's the point of
yeah,
him not taking it serious. Like right now, Dale Boy is serious about boxing again. I can tell. You know what I mean? The way he fight, the way he come out. Look at his conditioning in the fight. He tough for anybody. But I feel like he getting a Joseph Parker fight now, right?
yeah, oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, they making
That's a real interesting one.
yeah, the Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker fight supposed to be getting made soon. So I'm happy for him with that fight, man. Like if he beat Joseph Parker, um,
I like both of them. Both very likable characters.
yeah, but I just feel like Chisora been on a hot streak. Even with getting knocked
Yeah,
out against, Dillian Whyte, he showed me a lot. He showed me a lot. It showed that he was taking boxing serious, man, because a lot of people thought Dillian Whyte was gonna knock him out early. You know what I mean? Like at least between 6 or 7. And damn, he lasted all the way to the 11, and he felt like he was winning. So that's confidence in itself.
yeah.
But I think Luis Ortiz knocked Dale Boy ass out too. Look, Luis Ortiz is a serious fighter, man.
He's
You
not
ain't,
gonna. I very much doubt he'd knock him out. He might.
yeah,
Mate, I don't know, mate. It's not easy. He's been knocked out, like obviously by Dillian Whyte, a mad left hook. He got knocked out by David Hay. David Hay had a real lethal right hand on him.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. That's a very interesting fight. I think I'd love to see that, to be honest. Because
yeah,
for me personally, although I do rate Ortiz, I do think he's a bit overrated, and I do think Chisora is a bit underrated. So that's an interesting one, especially now because I think like a few years ago, I would have picked like Ortiz definitely. But now, like, don't know.
See, you think Ortiz got older, but he was shocking.
Yeah, mate, he's been old. Fair play. He's dead, mate. Come on. I mean, he's
Oh no, no.
if he's fucking 40, I'm 21.
Nah, man. I don't know. Like I know people saying, I don't know. I think I agree when he say 39 and going on 40. He probably is up there. But to me,
He's had a fucking hard life if he is.
skill level still there until like somebody prove me different. And I hate that he went up against Wilder right now, but I do understand it's the elite level and it's a title shot, so we gonna see. But and if Wilder knock him out again, it's gonna kind of get bad for him on simple fact that people want to fight him. I mean, because they be like, shit, what we hope now? Like, he's not really worked nothing to fight. This, that, dangerous, not bringing this to the table. So we gonna see.
I hope he gets good money for it, mate. After turning down that Joshua fight, they pay him properly.
Yeah, they offer him $7 million, and I agree. His fucking team dropped the ball on that. There's no way around saying they dropped the ball. Like $7 million and an opportunity at 3 titles, and you fighting in America. There's no way you drop the ball on that shit. You know, it's rumors he cut his team out. And they
being a southpaw as well.
Yeah, man. Like if we see what Andy Ruiz did in the fight, let's think of the opportunity that
Ortiz could have done it. He could have been there in this position now.
Exactly. That's what I say. Just think like, yeah, I know they're looking bad, and I know Jarrell Miller looking stupid as well. You know what I mean? I know he looking stupid as well, but we'll see. But let's move on, Cheddar. Let's get to Earl Spence and Sean Porter. What's your thoughts on Earl Spence and Sean Porter?
Yeah, it's a great fight, isn't it? I mean, I think Spence going to win, but I definitely think it's going to be to be honest with you, Sean Porter's last sort of couple of fights, he's got a bit more bearable to what I don't really like his style, just steaming in like he's just having a punch up in the street, really, like his head down, like he's just too hectic for my liking. But he's showed a bit more finesse in the last couple of fights. This is the Danny Garcia fight, and who was it he fought last time? Ugas, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, he started to look a bit more. So I think I don't really see him beating Errol. I don't really know what his game plan is going to be. So I don't see him like Spence can do everything really, can't he? He can outbox him from range. He's longer.
Yes, sir.
He's more skilled. He picks his punches better. If he got the inside, he can fight well on the inside as well. So, and he's a lot bigger than Sean Porter. I'll be worried about the headbutts though if I was Spence, because he's just at that height, isn't he? If you fight, bang, like get you in the right in the face with the head, the way he comes in.
Yep.
Because but I like the fight. I do like Sean Porter as a man. He's a good bloke and I support him. But I don't particularly like his fighting style, if I'm honest. Okay. And I'm not sure how he's going to make this. I want to see Spence against Crawford, but that to me is that's the best fights he made in boxing.
Oh man.
I think it's going to be a competitive fight. Competitive in a sense, like Kell Brook against Sean Porter was competitive. Even though I think Kell Brook, like, really a bit of a shutout in terms of rounds. He was winning the round, but it was still competitive. It wasn't like he sort of dominated. I think if you see it be one of them, I think I don't know if he's statement. I see if Errol Spence. I don't think he will stop him. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, it depends what kind of needle there is between them. Because I know, like, there's a bit of history, isn't there, with Errol Spence and his old man, Kenny, and he's always like he just talks a lot, doesn't he? He's got a big mouth. I've seen a few of the comments he's made, and I can imagine Errol Spence, especially after not stopping Mikey Garcia. I can see him wanting to go in there and put basically stop him, really make an effort to stop him. And also I can see Sean Porter having the pride of wanting to really take it to him. Because obviously people saying that he was ducking him obviously, Sean Porter, you've got to give him credit for all the people he's fought. I mean, he's game as they come, isn't he? He'll literally fight anyone, give him a good fight, and he'll just take it to him. So I think the fact that a lot of his own people have been saying that he's sort of been ducking Spence, and everyone's kind of favouring Spence over him, the fans, Al Heyman and the PBC, I reckon he kind of probably feels a little bit like everyone's against me. I'm gonna fucking show you lot, and he'll steam in there and give it some. That's what I reckon. So I
Yeah,
see it potentially being a bit of a war. So potentially Spence could stop him, but I think he'd probably win on points. Maybe, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, definitely. What about you?
yeah. Be one hell of a fight. That'll be one hell of a fight. But it's like you say, Sean Porter Daddy talked too damn much, man. Kenny
Yeah,
Porter, like
yeah,
in some way, he want to make it as Earl Spence with this fighter because he helped Earl Spence out in the amateurs. You know, and that's the only thing like it gets to me, man. It's like every time he in front of a camera, oh, I was with Earl Spence when he lost in Russia. I was with Earl Spence when he trained at the this and with Earl Spence there. So if he was with Earl Spence and you was his training when he lost in Russia and you was his training when he lost somewhere else, you said that looked bad on your behalf because you the damn trainer. So that means you
mm,
lost with him. So that means you would have been good with him in a professional. So now that he with
yeah,
Derrick James and all this success, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we understand the amateurs do make these fighters get them confidence to come into the profession. But when the amateurs is over with, the amateurs are done. Now you're a professional. This is where it counts. You know what I mean? This where like I never seen. I'm probably wrong, but I never seen somebody going to the professional boxing Hall of Fame with a 2-33 record, but he was a hell of an amateur. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. So it's all about what you do as a professional. Now, Kenny Porter, son, Sean Porter, one hell of a fighter, like you say, Cheddar. He do got a hell of a resume. You can't take that away from Sean Porter. Sean Porter, you know, even in this lawsuit, he performed. I mean, he performed. Kell Brook, um, Keith Thurman, he put up hell of a fights, which we know
yeah.
the Kell Brook loss was worse than the Keith Thurman fight. You know,
They could have
so
arguably, he could have arguably got the decision against Thurman, in my opinion.
exactly. That's why I say he like the Thurman fight was closer. The Kell Brook
Yeah,
fight, it wasn't close to me. The Kell Brook fight, Kell got him. You know, Kell got him.
yeah.
But Sean coming to fight. He gonna come to fight. That's why I say I don't hate Sean Porter. Sean Porter daddy make you want to see him get his ass whooped. You know what I mean? It don't
Yeah,
be you want to see Sean Porter lose. It be because Sean Porter daddy. People be like, you know what? I want Sean Porter to get his ass whooped because his daddy fucked too damn much. You know what I mean?
for me,
But
yeah, he just sort of thinks he's some kind of hard man, doesn't he? He's all every time I see him, he's
yeah,
like, oh, I remember there's a thing like Danny Garcia, and there's like the
yeah.
third. It's as if he was like some kind of
He
enforcer.
Don
Like he's gonna
Vito.
go around, I'm gonna give you a fucking slap, son. When I get into, you know what I mean? When I see Danny Garcia, I'm gonna fucking smack him up. And
He want to act like he's Don
chill out,
Vito.
mate.
Yeah, you're not Don Vito, bro. You're not the Godfather, King Porter.
You're basically like you're a trainer. Your son's a good fighter. Basically, to me, like his son is a real gentleman and like conducts himself very well. But he's like a bit of a wannabe. But,
He want to be the brute force behind everything.
yeah, he
Like,
thinks he's some kind of bad man going around like trying to intimidate everyone.
yeah, and it's like, oh, man, Bud was gonna throw down in the alley. You know, that's how I knew Bud was the real one. Oh, Earl, yeah, Earl is this, and you know, I seen Earl lose. Oh, we pushed up on Earl in Dallas. He didn't show up to his own something, and we seen him out at dinner, and we walked over to him, and we sat down, and it's like, bro, you saying all this shit had to do with the fight on September the
But,
28th because you're not throwing punches with Earl Spencer's son is. You know,
well,
so
and also he's like, how old is he?
Kenny Porter, he probably in his 50s.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's like, he's sort of, oh yeah, basically we saw him, so I went up to him, fucking, he shit himself, and like, fuck's sake, mate, you're not like some 20-year-old. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, man. It's like he just, and that's why, like, that's what make people kind of have a dislike towards. It's like you say, Sean always conduct himself as a gentleman. Like I got nothing against Sean Porter. You're
Like
supposed to
Danny
think about,
Garcia.
yeah, right. You're
Similar, like
supposed
Danny,
to,
nice bloke. Dad's a prick.
exactly, exactly. And you want to see him lose because of the pops. But Sean been kind of out of character. Like the thing Sean Porter been saying at the press conferences and the shit he been saying in front of the cameras, like it ain't Sean Porter, the regular Sean Porter. So that let me know that they're a little worried, in my opinion. Now, yes, y'all can go get Demetrius Andre to score with. Y'all can go down to the Headbanger Gym and Beverly Hearn, little tough ass because Beverly Hearn they have tough training camp. Y'all had Beverly Hearn in the corner against Ugas, and it didn't go almost good for y'all. So we gonna see, man. But I got Earl putting like Sean Porter coming into the ring. 3 or 4 rounds hanging around. After the fourth or the fifth round, I just got Earl going to work on his ass and possibly end up stopping Sean Porter. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a hell of a fight, but if Sean Porter be too over aggressive, I can see Earl Spence taking advantage of that and stopping Sean Porter. You know, it's gonna be a
Yeah, because
tough fight.
well, because Mikey Garcia, like he basically just didn't try. He was just sort of very, very negative. Like, he's obviously because he's small, he's quick
Yeah,
as well. So if you're basically like, you can sort of do like sparring, like when you're young and there's someone like a lot bigger than you. It's quite easy to just sort of get away from them. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Cover yourself up. But when you do get like hit, you feel it. But he's
yeah.
got quite quick feet and he's small enough that it's quite difficult to knock someone out when they're doing that. I mean, to be fair, he did hit him quite a lot, not, but still, I think like Sean Porter's going to give him, although he's obviously bigger, stronger, you'd think like tougher, just purely based on size and brute force. You think he's
Uh-huh.
going to give himself quite a lot of openings that Spence can
Take
take it.
advantage.
Where's it going to be? Yeah, where's the fight going to be?
Los Angeles, September 28th at the Staples Center.
Los Angeles. Okay, that's where like Fury Wilder, wasn't it?
Yep. And
Is
and
that quite?
they set the undercard too. So they got
In fact,
um
hold on.
huh?
That's where Sean Porter fought Kell Brook, isn't it?
No, I don't think they fought in Los Angeles. Let me see.
I think they did.
If so, that's bad for him. That's karma.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
That's gonna be bad for him. 'Cause like I say, if you look at the pattern with with Sean Porter, he won the IBF from Devin Alexander, defended it against Paulo Maldonado, and then lost it to Kell Brook. He won the WBC from Danny Garcia, defended it against um
Mm.
Ugas, and now he about to lose it again. In my opinion, I'm just saying that's what I
I
feel.
think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I think
The
Sean Porter. I
Staples
think Errol
Center,
Spence is
Los Angeles, California.
where?
You right, Chad. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
mate,
that's bad.
I'm a massive Kell Brook fan. That was one of my proudest nights in boxing when he beat
Salute on
Sean
their
Porter.
career. Salute, I seen the dream. Salute Heinrich Schmidt. Sound like a fucking German name. But man, listen, bro. That's crazy, Chad. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, I'm a massive Kell Brook fan, and that was a big night for me as a
That
fan.
was
I
a big
remember
night.
that.
That was a big night when Earl
Yeah,
beat him over in the UK too, wasn't it?
well, yeah, it was. To be fair, that was I mean, people play that down. Like a lot of people play that down. Respect they say that our Brook was like
And
full Golovkin, right? But that was a big thing. Like fighting in Sheffield, at not just Sheffield, but at Bramall Lane.
at Bramall
That was a
Lane.
real that was a real hostile place to go, especially at the time. So about 2 days before that, there was a big
Mhm.
terrorist attack. I don't know if you know, it was like an Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I remember
Like
that.
mad.
Remember that was out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
putting down. That was out there. Yeah, yeah. We forgot about that. Cause remember,
That
I
was
remember.
yeah, I spoke to people who've been there. I'm sorry, I spoke to people who were at that fight. They said it was a real like cauldron. It was a real hostile place to go. So for Spurs to
Yeah,
go into that territory, for his first step up as the first real like top quality opponent, for me, I give him massive respect for that. So
man, I forgot about that
a lot of people like
territory.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a yeah. Cause I remember seeing kids got killed and shit. Tony Bellew. That's when I agree with Tony Bellew
Mm.
when he said when you catch the terrorists, they need to be beheaded like back in the medieval days. Like you know what I mean? Chop their heads off. And I agree 100%, man. Because they killed kids that night. Fucking, that was Ariana Grande fucking concert. That was terrible. That
Mm.
was terrible, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
they down.
So that was the
They down.
atmosphere. That was the sort of the atmosphere. And Bramall Lane, if you know anything about British culture and the sport, the football club, that is like a real the sort of the passion and the energy and what that represents to you, your club. Because England's a small place. I don't know what it's like in America, but we grow up like with the football. Like people fight a lot over it because you try. It's easy to get people turn up big numbers. That means a lot for you fighting in that place. You get a lot from that. So to fight someone of that caliber in that place is for me very impressive. So he made a lot of fans in. Gained a lot of respect in the UK with that fight. A million
You
percent.
you like one of the only person that didn't fit it, man. Because
What?
main man, you like the only person that give Kell Brook credit. I mean, sorry, to get Earl Spence credit, but beat Kell Brook that night because main man, now he give him credit, but
He,
it's like I said, a lot of people say, "Oh, Kell was damaged goods. He fought Triple G. He had to come back down in the weight." But in the same sense, they say, "Man, Kell was whooping Earl Spence the first 6 rounds." You know what I mean? So
but the stuff that they say is true. I mean, he did have that injury. He did like have to lose the weight, but at the same time, he had a lot of advantages as well. Like it being there, like it being at Bramall Lane, like Spence having to travel, like him having more. Do you know what I mean? It's you never
yeah,
have it like 100% on your terms, do you? I mean, if you're going to start discrediting everything, then basically you could sort of nitpick of everything. You could probably like look at the having our league against George Foreman, like Rumble in the Jungle. It's like, well, actually, if you look at it, like there are always things that don't go in your favour. You know what I mean? So
yeah. But with the Kell Brook situation, Kell Brook was to me, Kell Brook was here, man. Kell Brook, that's one of the best Kell Brooks that you could find. It was just Earl Spence, you know, and the style that they fought, like how Earl Spence and Kell Brook fought, they fought. You know what I'm saying,
yeah,
like they really fought. There wasn't no, they, it was high skills in that situation, but it was give and take in that fight. Earl just caught him in the eye. Like you put some other people in that ring with Kell Brook on that night, and Kell would have demolished them. They wouldn't have stood a
yeah,
chance. Kell Brook was in great fucking shape. Even with Earl Spence being as strong as he was, you see what I'm saying? He never dropped Kell Brook. You know what I mean? They hurt each other, but they both played possum. The only time where he dropped him late down, but I'm saying for as like catching Kell and just stopping him early on. No, Kell Brook was tough as fuck. It took Earl to break Kell Brook down to put Kell Brook down. You can put other people in the ring that night in Brahma Lane against Kell
yeah.
Brook. That Kell Brook, they would have got their ass stumped.
I'm saying people. I've had this with loads of people. No one else wanted to fight Kell Brook. Now, I do
Nope.
believe that Kell Brook could have done more to chase those fights in America. He wasted too much time on Amir Khan, and like he's not blameless in it. But there's no way like people like Danny Garcia like openly came out like what his dad did and said no, I wouldn't do that. Like whatever respect was, I want to fight him. Blah blah blah. I wouldn't go over to England to fight Kell Brook. Keith Thurman blatantly didn't want to fight Kell Brook. Sean Porter had no interest in the rematch.
Exactly.
Manny
So
Pacquiao. To be fair, Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, fair enough, because they were basically just sort of above it all, weren't they? Really,
yeah, that
but
was a
they didn't want to fight him either. But
yeah.
to be fair, I don't really hold that they just sort of got to the point where they just choose who they fight, don't they, and whatever. They don't really need to
Never
think.
Alexander fight supposed to happen multiple times, but both of them is to blame for that shit.
He could have, like, if Mayweather could have fought Kell Brook and become undisputed champion. But obviously, he's just like, I don't give a fuck about that. My legacy is basically beyond that. I can make more money in an easier fight right now. I'm 40 years old. Can't be fucked.
Yeah, Kell Brook was never an option for Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah, so if Amir Khan can get the fight with Mayweather, Kell Brook most definitely want to get the fight.
Well, but Amir Khan would. Amir Khan, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying either of them would have beaten Mayweather, but Kell Brook would have been quite an interesting fight, I reckon, against Mayweather.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, he wouldn't have won, but he would have been
better than Amir
an
Khan.
interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like even right now, and to everybody, I do got Earl Spence, stopping Sean Porter, but even right now, Kell Brook and Amir Khan is still a fight that can be made if Amir Khan let the fucking fight happen before it's really gone. I still believe that fight holds some type of weight over in the UK. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, maybe as a sort of novelty. I mean, by this point, it's like, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Kell Brook. I mean, he hasn't really, like, he's talking about him fighting Crawford, or he can't be up. You can't just sort of go, like, he's basically more or less retired, Kell Brook. The last time he fought against some, I don't know, like some Australian that I've never heard of, ages ago, didn't look very good, changed a trainer. If he's now to come down to like welterweight as basically a sort of semi-retired boxer to fight against Terence Crawford, who's at the top of his game, match fit, sharp, like it's just I don't know. I don't really see. You can't basically sort of do that with fighters at that level. If you're going to fight against someone like Crawford, you need to be on your game. You need to be
100%.
And hungry as well. You can't just go in there sort of like, oh, I quite fancy the idea of fighting Crawford. You know, he's like sort of considered like by a lot of people to be the best in the world. Yeah, I quite like the idea of that. I'll start training like next month for fight. It's mental. Do you know what I mean? You can't do it. You've got to be literally like, I want to be the fucking man. That's why I want to fight Crawford.
Right.
So I don't really like the idea of it.
And you have to be active. Kell Brook's last fight was December the 8th against Michael Sarafa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and unanimous decision.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly impressive. I mean, and it was his first fight with a new trainer who he didn't look very good, to be honest.
Right, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see him particularly. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would have loved to have seen him fight Crawford but as of just right now, just literally sort of getting off the sofa to go in there, just because like Crawford can't fight any of the PBC fighters, so he's just a name to cut. I don't like the idea of it. Yeah, because for me, I think Spencer will obviously, we both think Spencer beat Porter. Then I'm hoping personally that Pacquiao doesn't want to fight Spence. If he does, then he's the fucking. I mean, he's a mental case, isn't he? He's just like still at this age, just constantly like. I mean, he fought Thurman, like something like, all right. At this age, for him to still have that sort of drive, he's not going to go there with Spence. You've got to say this bloke is just something else. But I'm hoping that he doesn't, and then we can start saying, okay, Spence Crawford, because the other champion is nobody. Well, I don't want to see. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind seeing Spence against Danny Garcia like down the line, but I don't want to see it first instead of Crawford.
Yeah, I agree.
PBC are in a position where someone spoke to me, said to me today, made a good point that they're just in a position where they can just have a little tournament with all these like top names.
Yeah.
And they've got no need for Crawford. But what I don't like is I saw there was one of their programs. They didn't even acknowledge Crawford as a champion.
Yeah, that was dirty.
That's disrespectful.
Pacquiao fight. Yeah, Pacquiao.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I feel like that was wrong as well too.
Especially like considering, like, I mean, I don't particularly like all this. Like, I don't really get into all this pound for pound stuff. But Crawford's like widely considered as like one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, if not the best. Do you know what I mean? So to have if
you had to put somebody number one, who would you put?
What?
If you had to fight a number one pound for pound, who would you put?
Well, for me, it's between Crawford and Lomachenko.
But if they say, Chad, you got to put your number one.
With my criteria, I'd go for Lomachenko.
And why is that?
Crawford, probably in terms of accomplishments, is obviously above him. And I'd say in terms of, but just as a who I think purely, in my opinion, is the more, they're both outstanding, but the more exceptional fighter, I'd say Lomachenko.
I don't think Lomachenko more exceptional than Crawford. I think Crawford number one pound for pound, and I say that because Lomachenko himself claimed Crawford number one pound for pound, but I feel like Lomachenko's bad. That's a bad motherfucker. I take nothing away from Lomachenko, man. I give him credit 100%. Hey, Lomachenko business, and I'm a cool hand Luke Can. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But for us, this situation, I feel like Crawford. Now, don't get me wrong, Lomachenko did get 3 divisions quicker than anybody. But when Crawford beat Jeff Horn, he got 3 divisions. But not only that, Crawford became undisputed. You know what I mean? Lomachenko in a position to become undisputed. But I say because Crawford became undisputed, and they both got 3 division world champions, and they both dominate. You know what I mean? They both dominate their opponents. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got to put Crawford number one. I feel like Crawford got better skills than Lomachenko. You know what I mean? I feel like he got better skills, but I can't argue. If you put Lomachenko number one, I can't argue with you. I just got Crawford as my number one.
I'd say that they're both for me. I don't know about. I'd say the standout fighters. We say I don't watch literally every fight there is in boxing. I don't particularly follow the really lighter weight divisions that much. I see some of the fights, so I can't give it 100% across the board. But for me, the ones who really stand out, if I say top 5, would have to be. I'd say Lomachenko and Crawford are the top 2. Then in no particular order, I would say Usyk, Canelo, and I like Inoue. And then under them, I'd have 2, probably Spence and Fury, who are behind the rest of them in terms of accomplishments, stuff like that. But I think they are in terms of skill, what they bring to the table, I'd say I'd put them up there. I don't have like a sort of pound for pound list based on accomplishments. It's just based on who I think are the best.
The best skill
So for
level
me,
we think can win in the division.
yeah.
I understand that.
Well,
And
just who I'm
Nua,
most impressed by. Just who I'm
and
most
Nua,
impressed. Anyways, I mean, he's called the Monster, and fuck
that's
me, he
bad.
is.
That's a bad boy,
He's
man.
ridiculous. He's just steamrolled it. Now I know those sort of lighter divisions you can go, but fuck me, he just literally moves straight up, boom, just destroys someone.
Yeah,
Goes up to the next one,
but
deals
he's
with them.
fighting the best. He's fighting the best at the division. People don't
Yeah,
give him credit, but Nua, like this last fight in the Super Series, Nonito Donaire got no. In my opinion, he's dead, man. Nonito Donaire will go
yeah,
to
he's gonna
sleep.
get.
But the
Yeah,
Puerto
he's gonna
Rican
take. What
uh,
weight is it? Is that super bantam?
super bantamweight, yep.
It's gonna take someone fucking big, much bigger than Inoue to beat him.
No,
I mean, he's
bantamweight. I think it's bantamweight.
okay. He's gonna need to go up to. He's gonna need to fight someone like
At 122.
Burchell or Tank Davis or someone like. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Someone who's a
but he
lot
can't
bigger
get
than
to
him.
130. He can't get to 130. I don't want to see anywhere go to 130. If you go to 130, that's
No,
just too much. But
no, that's how good he is. He's gonna need to fight someone a lot bigger than him to lose. He's
yeah, man,
potentially.
like Anua is a bad boy. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people want to give him his credit, but they're gonna have to learn to give him his. They're gonna have to learn to give him his credit because the Puerto Rican that he just knocked out was a bad boy, man. I can't
And
stand
the way he did it,
exactly,
just
exactly like. And I was telling them people, I was streaming the fight like you finna go to sleep in 1 second. And the new way, man, we just bad, man. That's a bad
yeah,
Japanese boy right there. That's a bad Japanese
yeah.
boy. He is on my top 10 pound
Oh,
for pound.
some mad fucking samurai. So
Exactly, exactly. And the way he go about his business, like that's why I said I like him. How he go about his business. I like how Lomachenko go about his business. Like they ain't running from nobody. They want the best at the division. Like Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke. Let's talk about Cool Hand Luke and Lomachenko because that fight coming up. What's your thoughts on that, Chad?
I think it's at lightweight. It's probably as good a fight as can be made for Lomachenko. I mean, you've got like what's the Comey, Richard Comey, I don't know how you pronounce the name. He looks quite good. Obviously, you've got good up and comers like Devin Haney. I like Devin Haney a lot.
Yeah,
I like Lopez. I like him. Anyone else lightweight coming up? What weight is Shakur Stevenson?
26. No, he had 26.
Okay, yeah, he's quite a bit smaller.
Weight.
Yeah,
And Javante Davis.
Yeah, Javante Davis. But I like at that weight. I think this is as good as opponents he could have. I like Luke Campbell. I think he's improved quite a lot. I like Barry McGuigan as a coach. I think he's a very good coach. I think he's a very good strategist, and I think he's good cornerman as well. So I think Luke Campbell it's in London as well. So it's I don't think that bothers Lomachenko. So he get ever we're very good like boxing fans. Very like the atmosphere is good, but like someone like Lomachenko or anyone like that level comes over, they get treated very well, good hospitality. So he'll love it in the UK, I think, and I think he'll thrive on that kind of event.
Okay.
So I think Luke Campbell has got everything as good as it can be. I just think there are levels. I think Luke Campbell's a very good fighter. Lomachenko is an exceptional fighter. So I don't really see. I mean, he's a lot taller and he's got a much longer reach, and he does have good straight punches. We saw Linares. He had a very good fight with Linares. He lost, but it was a very close fight. And Linares never really fancied the rematch.
Right.
But I see Lomachenko winning and winning in style. To be honest, but he's just too much for
Luke.
anyone really at that weight.
Look, Luke is my guy, man. Like I've been a fan of Luke. He advanced. He one loss. He couldn't get the Linares rematch. You know what I mean? But Luke is the gold medalist too. I think people be forgetting those type of things. Like Luke can fight, bro. He can fight. Now I ain't saying he go out there and he scorch people. He got the power, but skill wise, Luke Campbell gonna be one of the best skillful fighters that Lomachenko ever faced. Like and yes, I got Lomachenko winning the fight, but listen, man, Luke Campbell is my guy. I like to. I'm a fan, man. I hate to just go against my dudes. Like I just be giving up on them. But I think Luke gonna be in this fight. He gonna be in this fight, and I ain't saying, and I ain't saying like Lomachenko ain't gonna win. because it's like you say, he is an exceptional fighter, man. But I think certain fighters like Luke Campbell, it take the best to bring the best out of them. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, if he can get in her and just stick to his game plan, because Lomachenko needs somebody to be very active, like very active for him to look sensational, because his style of taking angles and switching punches, making you miss and counter punching and shit like that. If Luke Campbell can get at her and work his jab, bro, use a good ass jab and go and get to the body, because Luke is a 135 pounder, and just because you don't knock
Big
people out
one as
don't mean
well.
you got no pop. Yeah, don't mean you ain't got no pop. So if he can get at her and use his jab and get to the body of Lomachenko, he can make it interesting. But overall, I'm with you, Chad. I feel like Lomachenko do um, once he heat up and he figure out Luke Campbell and the European style, I think he do take over.
It's a shame, man. I would have really liked to have seen Luke Campbell against Devin Haney.
Yeah, for the
Still would,
WBC.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still would like to see it later on
Yeah,
down the line. But that fight was what they were going to make, innit? And I think, yeah, that's going to be a real.
that would have been a good one.
Devin Haney like looks the part as well, but he's like what 21 or something.
Yeah, 20 or
He's
21.
yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's not like obviously got to like what he's going to be, but he's a big lot as well, isn't he? That's why
Yeah,
like they talk about him fighting. He wants to fight Lomachenko, and people saying, "Oh, that's a bit early." He's like, "Well, I won't be at lightweight for very long. I
he
want
want to
to,
fight Lomachenko. If he want to fight Lomachenko,
yeah, I
but
want to see that."
let me finish on this. Chad. I feel like Luke Campbell. Maybe after 6 rounds, I think Lomachenko start taking over and he get his timing down. But I'm interested to see if Luke can go 12. I'm interested to see if Luke can go 12 or do Lomachenko get the stoppage. But I can like me, I can see Luke Campbell going 12 rounds with Lomachenko. I don't think Luke Campbell is. Who was the last opponent Lomachenko just beat?
Andy Crolla was it, or
Yeah,
did he
Anthony
fight
Crawford.
someone after that?
I think
He's a lot
Anthony
better than
Crawford.
Andy Crolla.
Yeah, I
Andy
think Luke
Crolla,
Campbell.
Crolla's
Yeah,
a solid fighter. I mean, he sort of won. He's won a few good fights, lost a few. He's a solid, like typical guy. Joe Gallagher. He's a coach here in Manchester. He's
yeah.
he's good at getting you to a certain level, and he's got good basics. But for me, Crolla was just far too basic, and also he kind of froze a little bit on the night. That was in America. When I don't know if he's ever fought in America before. He might have done. I don't know. But anyway, like I think the occasion. I don't know. He just didn't seem very confident. I think it's going to be completely different this time. I think Luke Campbell's, first of all, I think he's a lot better than Lomachenko. Secondly, he's at home. Thirdly, he's younger and he hasn't achieved, like Crolla fought Linares for the Ring Magazine belt, like a unification. I don't know if it was to become undisputed, but it was definitely for a unification. He's achieved quite a lot, Crolla, do you know what I mean? Whereas Luke Campbell, he's a lot hungrier, I think.
There you go.
He's just got a lot more going for him.
And more
He's just better.
confident, more hungrier,
Yeah,
he's gonna have more confidence. So it's like this stage. He's not gonna be afraid of this stage. You know what I'm saying?
no.
He's not gonna be afraid of this stage, and he understand what's at stake, and he
This is
understand what
his moment.
exactly. It gets no bigger than this. You fight arguably the
Yeah.
pound for pound #1 fighter, a future Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Just like this, like if there's ever a time to come alive and to shine, this is the time. You know what I mean? If you ever
This
wanted
will,
his rematch against Linares, this is better for that.
could be one of the biggest upsets ever from a British fighter if he does win it.
Man, maybe the biggest upset ever.
Because you had like obviously the big one, people like Lloyd Hunnigan when he beat Curry was like a big one. Everyone said Sugar Ray Robinson lost to what's his name, Randy Turpin, like some weird name like Randy Turpin, I can't remember Turpin. I mean those are the two off the top of my head which people consider like the biggest.
Jack Johnson losing to the one guy
Jack Johnson.
when he lost. Where was he at when he lost that fight? Was he in Italy?
Did he lose in England?
Yeah, I know it was in the UK. I mean, not in the UK. I know it was over in Europe somewhere.
Muhammad Ali nearly lost in England to Henry Cooper.
Yeah.
He got
So,
like, I mean, I think he nearly lost. I mean, he got like knocked down heavily at the end of like near the end of the round, and he had time to recover. They cut his gloves to give him a bit of. Oh, they say that. I don't know if that's a myth or not, but anyway, it was a good fight. Do you know what I mean? He
Yeah,
nearly
it's a lot of
yeah.
shit,
So
a lot of shit that be happening. So if
yeah,
Luke Campbell was to beat Lomachenko, bro,
massive.
massive,
With Fury beat
massive.
Klitschko. Fury beat Klitschko was massive. I don't know if it'd be as bigger than that. Probably, I reckon it will. For me personally, much bigger because I thought Fury was going to beat Klitschko. Klitschko's like 40 years old.
I
Uh,
I thought Theory would win too.
yeah, this one, he's got no chance. He's
Nobody is picking Luke Campbell, but man,
yeah, if he does, mate, fucking hell.
I give Luke a chance. Let me say that. I give Luke a chance. And I think Luke go 12 rounds. I don't think he can stop. I think
Yeah,
he go,
I wouldn't be surprised if he went 12.
it's gonna be a hell of a fight though. I'm waiting for it too. I think that's the biggest fight this month. I know we got yeah, that's the biggest fight this month. There's nothing really bigger.
There's one thing I want to talk because obviously we've been here a while. There's one thing I want to just briefly touch on before we call it a night.
No, I want to touch on Anthony Yard and
Oh, okay, that's what I was going to say. Anthony
yeah,
Yard.
I was just about to bring that up. Anthony Yard and Sergey Kovalev. Give me your thoughts, Cheddar.
I mean, I really hope Anthony Yard can pull it off. It's really difficult to predict, isn't it? Because I've got no idea really how good Yard is.
It really is. There you go.
I mean, can you name me one opponent that Yard has fought that you know who they are? He hasn't even fought like good people in his own country, or in his own city. Really, I mean, in the top light heavyweights we've got in this country, he's fought none of them. All the people that he's fought have been brought in either from like Eastern Europe or from America that no one really knows. He's looked quite good. He's had a bit of an apprenticeship, but I don't really like the model of like doing that and then suddenly not just fighting Kovalev, but going to like sort of Russia and some like small. I don't know the place, but it's probably like just some. No disrespect to any Russia, but probably just some typical like shithole like town. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a big ask. Do you know what I mean? The thing with what I like to see, the sort of the typical sort of progression. The good thing about Britain, I think, boxing that gives people a good edge is because we're quite small and we've got a big, like, kind of vibrant boxing culture. If you're any good, or anyone thinks you're any good, you're going to be under. People are going to want to like match you against this bloke, match you against that one. All right, in America, like you can be basically like fighting somewhere in some small hall, middle of the night. No one really knows, cares like what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Because you could be in, let's say, for example, like New York. You're irrelevant to someone who's in like California or Texas. Do you know what I mean? So you can just be when you're in England, it's not like that because you can be right. You're from London, and there's this bloke from Liverpool. We think he can beat you, and people want to see it, and there's a lot of pressure. So when you have those fights, even though the domestic it might not be of the best quality, what it does bring is that pressure and that big fight feel. So you get there, you got a lot of people, a lot of attention, everyone, and you got that energy. I mean, that prepares you for stuff like this. So for him, that's why I'm not a fan of just getting in some random Bulgarian who no one knows, doesn't speak English, just comes in, has a bit of a fight, and no one really cares about it. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't really prepare you for the psychological battle that you need stepping up. So I don't know. Maybe he's just going to go in there and just sort of rise to the occasion. Like, he may well do, but it's definitely a big gamble, isn't it? Kovalev potentially a bit past his best, but he won his last fight against a very good opponent. He's got a very good record. Yeah, I mean, he lost 2 fights. I mean, the first fight he lost to Andre Ward, I thought he won. The second fight, it was a close fight. The second fight, okay, he lost. But Andre Ward is arguably like an all-time great.
Yep.
Then he lost to Alvarez, but then he beat him in the rematch.
Yep.
Apart from that, I don't think he's lost, has he?
Nope. That's
and he's fought. The only person he didn't fight was Adonis Stevenson, but he pretty much fought everyone else.
We know why that didn't happen. Adonis didn't want no parts of it.
What's that?
Adonis Stevenson wanted no parts of Kovalev.
I don't think Kovalev wanted to fight Stevenson either, really, to be honest. Or at least his promotional team didn't.
Kovalev wanted to fight. Stevenson, in my opinion, didn't want to fight.
But Kathy Duva like pulled out of the
Yeah.
first bit, didn't I? Like that.
I remember she tried to suck as much out of Kovalev as she could.
Yeah, but regardless of that, the one like top name he hasn't fought has been Adonis Stevenson. He's fought everyone. He's still fucking good. Now I don't know what the effect of fighting. You'd think that's going to be a massive advantage to him. Maybe that pressure will sort of get to him a little bit. He's been fighting in America and Canada. Now suddenly to go back, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what but I do like it. I like that style of going over to to Russia, to that city. It's almost like sort of Rocky, you know, like when he's the Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed. Right, I want to fight in Russia. Fuck it,
Yeah.
let's just go to some like Siberian like sort of town with just all these sort of grey concrete tower blocks everywhere, and I fucking do him there. I like that. I like the sheer fuck offness of it, but it's a big ask. What do you reckon? I've been waffling on long enough.
Listen, I like Anthony Yard. Like I do. I feel like he do got real power, but I don't think his defense is like as good as you think it is. Because
Yeah,
like you get hit a lot. You get hit a lot. And Kovalev, we just seen. Did you see that situation with Kovalev trying to him getting kicked off the plane?
yeah.
Yeah. So we
Uh,
got mind frame it. If Kovalev is focused, if he got Buddy McGirt in his corner, like the rematch against Alvarez, Buddy McGirt kept Kovalev cool, calm, and collective. Like he did, he told him not to go out there and rush. Because remember, if nobody remember this, Kovalev was whooping Alvarez's ass in the first fight. Alvarez was getting his things off, and he was catching, but Kovalev was winning the first fight. But my thing is, if Kovalev is focused, man, and if Buddy McGirt can keep him calm, I don't know if y'all beat him. I don't, because it's like you said, I haven't seen y'all even against a fucking like at 175. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that fought for a title at 175, they got skills
mm,
that we can say, you know what, good fucking fight, York. We can say
yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying? You beat I go up against a Gene Pascal or, just somebody, salute for time,
yeah,
somebody that, you know what I mean, that can push you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So even though we know Kovalev goes against got his little situation going on, if he got Buddy McGirt in his corner and Buddy McGirt can keep him calm and cool and collective and not rush and get hit with that power of Anthony Yard, because I agree, Anthony Yard power is real. If he can catch Kovalev fast on the chin, he can put him to sleep. If I believe he hit harder than Alvarez, but can you set it up the right way? And I like Tanja. What's your coach name? Tanja?
it's
I kind of
coach
want to
Tunde Ajayi.
Ajay. Yeah, I like
Tunde
that.
Ajayi.
You know what I mean? You
He's,
can have
he's
all
an
the
entertaining
confidence in the
character.
world. Yeah,
He's an entertaining character.
yeah, entertain. You have all the confidence in the world,
Yeah.
but you ain't in there catching them punches. You know what I mean? So, like,
Well, I agree.
go ahead,
I
go ahead.
agree with you about. I agree with you about the defense. I mean, he said Alvarez. When Alvarez, like the first, he took some big punches, didn't he? He's tough as old boots. We don't know how tough like Yard is. We haven't seen him hit by anyone, even at
Exactly.
British level. Do you know what I mean? Let alone like sort of fringe world. But do you know what I mean? It's a massive step up, and I don't like. I do quite like his defense to look at. It looks good, but I reckon a lot of the time. I know he spent a bit of time out there in Las Vegas, didn't he, with the Mayweathers?
Yeah, try to use the
And you
Philly
see
shell.
him like he's trying to like sort of imitate like Floyd a bit too much when it's not. There was one time he's like on the I've seen him. He's basically on the ropes. He just sort of uses it when it's like he's trying to like imitate as if he's sort of. It's just not really appropriate. The timing is not right for him to use it. Do you know what I mean? I think he's just
Exactly.
trying to imitate Mayweather a bit too much. He doesn't have the speed or the reflex or most important, doesn't have the quick feet. Also, Mayweather has got very, very good reach, distance control. Kovalev's got fucking long arms, doesn't he? He throws a lot of straight punches. If he's
Yeah.
going to stand there and try and fucking like bounce them off the shoulder and do all that, then I don't think that's a very good tactic for someone like Kovalev. He's going to need to keep his hands up because that right hand, like you say, he gets hit with that left arm down and he's just there.
Yes, sir.
Kovalev catching it. Also, the jab, like he jabs a lot, doesn't he, to the body and stuff. So he's going to need
Yeah,
to stop trying to be Mayweather
yeah, you
and
got
try
to.
and actually.
Everybody can't use the Philly shell. Adrian Broner found that out. You know what I mean? Adrian Broner found that out too. So even though I'm going for Anthony Yard, I want Anthony Yard to pull this off, man. I want him to win. I want him to be the new
Mm,
WBO light heavyweight champion of the world. I just don't know if he pull it out, man. Like I say, if this man got Buddy McGirt in his corner and Buddy McGirt keeping Kovalev cool, calm, and collective, I want to see how Anthony Yarde reacts when he get hit. You know what I'm saying? Because he go get hit, and Kovalev got some crack. He ain't no pillar puncher. You know, so I want to see how I want to see how he react when he get hit. I want to see if he uses jab. I want to see what the atmosphere being in Russia. You know what I mean? You can say one thing and be confident just that and the third, but you're going to Russia. You know, so it's gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna be a lot. We don't know. We don't know. It's
They
gonna
don't.
be interesting. It's
I
interesting.
think what's another thing that's worth mentioning, because you said Buddy McGirt. He's got Buddy McGirt in his corner,
Uh-huh.
and he also got Tunde Ajayi. Now Tunde Ajayi, as much as he loves Anthony Yarde and he's very passionate, and I'm not saying he's a novice or he's anything of this, but he's
Uh-huh.
levels below Buddy McGirt in terms of pedigree, experience,
That's
and all
true.
that kind of stuff. And basically just boxing IQ. To be honest, I think like just any kind of IQ. Buddy McGirt has been there, seen it, done it. In terms of like the advice that he's going to get in the corner, in terms of like the game plan, all this, I think he's just got massively better corner Tunde Ajayi. Tunde Ajayi, he's never really been in this situation before. I like him, but he sounds very deluded to me. A lot of stuff he says,
Yeah.
and he sounds like the kind of person who just thinks he's a lot cleverer than he actually is. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
can see him going in, and you can see that with that whole Andre Ward kind of argument they had. It's just, I don't know. I think that's going to be potentially a telling factor.
Yeah. That's why I say when you say speak and believe and receive, I understand the confidence that you gotta have going into these fights, and I take none away from him. You're supposed to, make your fighter believe he's the greatest of all time. But then there is reality. You know what I mean? There
Yeah,
is reality.
it's got to
Yeah.
be supported. It's got to be that sort of thinking. It's got to be
Yeah.
supported by deeds, tried and tested methods. It's overall me saying right now I'm going to do just something mental, like speak it. But no, you've got to sort of put things into practice that give you real confidence in doing it. I believe it because I've done it to a certain extent, not just because some cheerleader coach has sort of like shouted it at me while I was sort of beating up a bum. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not to sort of take the piss too much, but let's be. There is definitely an element of that. And Buddy McGirt is,
Yeah.
he's been around for I don't know how long, but
This experience in
very,
Russia.
very, very, very experienced.
Yeah, we gonna find out because Russia. We gonna see, man. We gonna see when that fight is up the 24th.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, next weekend, next Saturday, isn't it? I mean, I'm definitely supporting Anthony Yarde. I'd love to see him do it. It's
Yeah.
impossible really to predict. I mean, obviously, the smart money would go on Kovalev based on what he's done. And it's not like people say, yeah, he might be a bit past his best, but he's still world champion at a good level. It's not just some like washed up has been. He's
Yeah.
just not quite as good as he used to be. So, but yeah, I don't know. I still think like Yarde can do it, but he hasn't sort of shown us anything anywhere
Because
near that level.
you can't tell me Anthony Yarde is a better fighter than Alvarez. You know what I mean? You can't tell me he's a better fighter than Alvarez. But like we say, the thing that he do got that can change the game is the power. The power is real. But you gotta set the power up because Kovalev is gonna be using the jab, and Kovalev got some good footwork a little bit, man. People sleep on his
Yeah.
footwork. He can move and throw from angles. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But I'm with you. Like,
Yeah.
if you give me $1 million right now and say, not my $1 million, but if you give me somebody else $1 million and say, Monty Brown, I need you to put my $1 million on somebody, I might have to ease that $1 million towards Sergey Kovalev. Like I have to ease it towards.
Also, yeah, I'd be with, but also sometimes the sort of the arrogance and the inexperience can actually work in your favour.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're sort of too respectful and you too overthink things, and you kind of because otherwise there would never be any upsets, would there? If you literally thought, well, he's better than me, everything on paper suggests he's going to win. So if you sort of go in there like Anthony Yarde thinks that he's like the sort of he's better than Mayweather, better than Sugar Ray Robinson, better than like Muhammad Ali, and he just sort of goes in there. Literally, this is just some loser, just bang, boom, just sparks him out, and like it could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Salute to my brother BFTB Boxing. So, Shadow, would you say that'd be
Huh?
would you say that'd be an upset if Anthony Yarde was to beat Kovalev?
Oh, definitely be an upset. Yeah, I mean Kovalev's like a proven long-standing world champion. He's basically sort of beaten all the best around. Only ever lost to Andre Ward. Well, he lost the other bloke, but Alvarez. But beat him again in the rematch.
Yeah.
Anthony Yard hasn't even proven himself to be the best fighter in his own city. So it would definitely be. We can see that he's got good skills. We can see that he's got potential, but he's never fought at British level before. So for him to go to Russia and beat one of the, I mean, you can still say, I mean, I don't know about all this sort of power, but he's still one of the best fighters in the world, isn't he, Kovalev?
Yeah, when you say
he's
a champion at 175, so you gotta say one of the best fighters in the world.
He's a little bit past his best, but he's still a very solid opponent. And to beat him in his own town, and they don't like us. Let's be honest. I mean, not everyone, but British people in Russia, there's no real love lost between us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people who are quite hospitable, but it's not exactly the friendliest place for English people to go. So,
yeah, buddy. But like I say, it depends on if Kovalev, man, will the situation happen on the plane? If he 100% focused, if he ain't in no bullshit state of mind, you know what I mean? BFTB said I think Kovalev beats Yard easy. Man, that's what we were saying, bro. Like Yard, look, I like Anthony Yard, man. I think he got the power, but you can't tell me Anthony Yard is the better fighter than Alvarez. And when he be sitting up there, he be doing the shoulder roll and he be getting hit. I be like, come on, Yard, bro, you got to push that shit up. I'm with you on that. You can't sit right there in front of Kovalev trying to catch and shoot. It's not gonna work.
If he just basically thinks he's going to stand in front of Kovalev, trying to do the sort of Mayweather, sort of defense, he's just going to get fucking right hands in the face all night long. Yeah. I've got no idea how well he's going to take him. He needs to sort of keep his hand up. Obviously, he needs to get in close on him as well. Kovalev has got longer arms. He's got quite a lot not really quick feet, but he's quite efficient with them. Do you know what I mean? He gets in and out of distance very well. He doesn't waste movement. So it's not going to be a good long range or longish range. It's not going to favour Anthony Yard. He needs to get inside. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, mate. But I mean, it's impossible really to give a serious prediction for Anthony Yard to win, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just completely unknown. If he'd have at least beaten a sort of Frank Buglioni or a sort of Callum Johnson,
remember we were talking about the Frank Dillian fight. Remember?
Or Jose Burton, one of these sort of good, solid British level. Callum Smith, actually, to be fair, he's probably higher than that. But one of those. I'll tell you one thing. I want to light heavyweights. Anthony Yard, he's not the best light heavyweight in Britain, and you know who is.
Right, and
Joshua Whyte.
They say, oh man, that's my guy. BFTB. But why?
Mate, Buatsi is going to be him and Josh Taylor. In a few years' time, they're going to be the two stand.
BLTB said, I want Yard to win badly. I just don't see it. Joseph Brown say, I got to see it to believe it from Yard, and Yard needs a KO or multiple knockdowns to win a decision in Russia. TJ Sports Nation say Kovalev. BFTB say, yes, Frank beat him, then fight Kovalev. But Joshua Buatsi is the real deal to me, man.
Yeah. Joshua Buatsi, he's I could see him being the best pound for pound fighter in the UK quite soon. Him or Josh Taylor, those two are the best.
Josh Taylor.
Who?
Say it again. No, I was thinking Josh
Buatsi and Josh Taylor are going to be the two standouts, I think, from the UK. Yeah. I like Anthony Yard. I think we've got Daniel Dubois. There's some good fighters, but
I like he kind of slow to me. He got the power, but the way he fight, he kind of slow. He heavy handed, but I can see him getting beat. I can see Daniel Dubois getting beat. Josh Taylor is the best 140 pounder in the world to me. I don't care what nobody say. I still feel like I like Regis Prograis. That's my guy. I don't think he beat Josh Taylor, and I hate that fucking fight ain't happening, man. Yeah. I hate that fight. That kind of pissed me off. And Joshua Buatsi is a fucking star, in my opinion. Yeah, star.
The Yard. I mean, to be honest, Anthony Yard. I mean, I don't blame him personally. I think there's a lot of politics between like promoters and stuff, but he could have fought. The Buatsi, fair enough,
Better,
because I think that's the fight they want to make further down the line. But
yeah,
people
your
like
heart
Jose,
could have fought better beat too. Your heart could have fought better beat, but he turned it down. I kind of liked it that move because he felt that he wasn't ready. And then we seen what happened with Caleb Johnson. But
yeah, Johnson
I just,
knocked him down. Caleb Johnson like knocked him down, didn't he? He nearly beat Beterbiev.
oh yeah, he knocked him down. But then we seen what happened.
Then he
Like
got knocked out. Oh yeah. But
yeah,
yeah.
Taylor fight, hold on, the Josh Taylor in the fight back on.
Oh
Josh
yes,
Taylor, huh? You saw that? Josh Taylor and Richard Strawberry back on.
yeah. I heard something about that. He rings about October. Could it be? I just saw like a sort of headline. I don't know if it's actually true or not.
Oh, they working out the pay for Regis. Oh, everybody's standing now. Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
because he was supposed to get money like in an escrow account or something like that, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. You just wake up? Okay, go back out, niece. Let me finish, okay?
You buy some Hershey's?
I'll buy some Hershey's, yeah.
Right now?
Uh-huh. Let's go. But
She's,
yeah, she wants
my girlfriend would like
the Hershey's.
yeah, like American chocolate because we went to an American shop the other day. She's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Dominican Republic, so they have them over there.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like Hershey's too.
my ones are much better, but the ones in England are much better. She well anyway, she likes them anyway.
Okay, Regis Prograde finalizing a deal for October 26th. Man, BFTB, that's why you my brother.
Sweet as. Where's that going to be?
October 26th, they finalizing it. Oh
Sweet.
man.
Where?
Because look, I was so pissed off that fight was off, Cheddar. I'm like, we got robbed out of a beautiful fucking fight, man. Like that fight right there, like it's gonna be a fight, right? But
yeah,
this is what I'm telling people. Nonito and New Way back on too. I never knew Nonito and the New Way was off. Shit, Nonito probably running.
they're having big money problems, don't they?
And New Way. This probably got something to do with
if I was Donaire, I'd be Donaire. He's
yeah,
getting
this probably got something to do with the damn the tournament people then. But that fight would be so fucking good. But I'm telling people right now, Josh Taylor is a dog. People think Taylor can't fight. That is a fucking Irish. You understand what I'm saying? No, not Irish. I'm sorry.
Scottish. Yeah, he's Celtic. He's a Celtic man.
Yeah, and man, listen. Josh Taylor's a bad boy, man. Don't get me wrong. Regis a bad boy. Regis, man, I know. Don't hate me for this, man. I like you, Regis. I really do like you, bro. I just think when it comes to making adjustments, I think Josh Taylor can make adjustments. You know what I mean? I think Josh Taylor can make adjustments. I just think Josh Taylor's a bad boy, man. And look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fuck it, fry me. Put me on stake and set me on fire.
It's a great fight. I think personally think Josh Taylor's a bit better at most things, but Progress is a fucking hard puncher, isn't he?
Yeah, he can crack. Rover can fucking crack, bro. I give him that. I'll take none away.
He does get hit sometimes, Taylor. So I don't know. It's a great fight. Is it definitely back on then?
Yeah, it's definitely back on. They're saying they're working it out for October. So this probably has something to do with the Super Series people because, like I said, I never knew New Way and Nonito Donaire was off, but now it is. But yeah,
it's probably thinking, fuck's sake, I would have rather not had the money.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
You could just see he got in the ring after Inoue, like I can't remember who he fought. And he came in like said because Ryan Burnett got injured, so now like Donaire's in there. You could tell he's just sort of seen that. He's thinking, oh, fucking don't need this. You know what I mean?
The night want to sleep. You have to be Taylor the beast. I don't see Regis beating him. I hope he does though. Like I like Regis, but I like Taylor too though. BFTB Taylor, I like Taylor. I like Taylor a lot, bro. I do. But if Regis pull it out, salute him, bro. And we're gonna see if he get the AB fight. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a hell of a fight. That's Taylor.
Progress he'll beat Broner pretty comfortably, I think.
Yeah, I feel like Broner has Regis hit so hard that Broner's sleeping, he might put Broner to sleep. It'd be a hell of a fight though.
I just reckon he'll intimidate Broner. Like I'd say, on the one hand, I give him credit, he'll fight anyone. But then when he actually comes to the fight, he's not going to. I think against someone like Prograis, like that kind of puncher, that aggressive, I can just see him sort of going into his shell a bit and that, to be honest.
Once he feel that power.
Yeah,
But
not just the power, but the intent. I mean, he's got a real viciousness about him, Prograis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really trying to give it to you. So
but
I don't think that really.
Regis coming forward, I think he'll feel running power too. So I feel like you have to watch it. You have to watch it because AB, he's a slick puncher because he's so damn fast. He can hit you with some shit that you don't see. So for somebody like Regis Prograis, yes, he's a hard puncher, but at the same time, a fighter with his style of fight, that can help Adrian Broner out sometimes too. I mean, sometimes because that's the type of fight that Adrian Broner, them the type of fighters that Adrian Broner need for him to shine on him, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you say, if he catch ABS and he really catch him and he feel the power, and Adrian Broner going to that shell, it's gonna get ugly for him. It get bad for him.
Yeah, I just think as well, he's just Broner, like he's been around for a while, he's had a few losses. He's got pride, do you know what I mean? He'll fight to a certain extent, but I don't think to the same level that Prograis will.
Yeah, but pride ain't good all the time, shit. So, you know, sometimes you can just be coming to a fight when somebody coming on, because Regis Prograis is coming on. I gotta give him credit, especially after what he did to Kyle Relic. That wasn't no fluke. Like when he beat Kyle like that, I say, you know what? I gotta give him his credit. He stopped him. He stopped him. I didn't think he would beat. I mean, I didn't think he would stop Kyle Relic. I thought he had beat him, but I didn't know he would stop him. And that proved a lot to me. That proved a lot. So I gotta give Regis his credit, man. I take nothing away from him, nothing at all. But touch on another topic. I know we get ready to wrap it up. We've been going for a minute. What you think about Shakur Stevenson? What's your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson?
Oh, I love Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah,
for me, yeah, he's the. I like Devin Haney as well, and I like Lopez. But for me, I think Stevenson's the best like American like prospect coming up.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I'm big on Shakur Stevenson too, but
he was going to fight Valdez, wasn't he? And like Valdez now he's going up. He doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't fancy it or.
Yeah, Valdez.
I was looking forward to seeing that. That would have been a great fight. I like Valdez. I think Valdez is a very good fight. He's been around. He hasn't been. I don't know. He's been around a while, hasn't he? He hasn't been around that long.
No, Valdez. No, he's the champ. He haven't been around that long. Like him and Shakur, they almost on the same.
Valdez has gone up in weight.
Yeah,
the last fight I saw is against Scott Quigg, and it's just a complete brutal war. Both of them come out and the faces just like they just had a fight with baseball bats or something.
Exactly. Valdez stood up there. He just wanted to bang. Like he knew what Shakur
Stevenson. He was
Stevenson.
out for it.
Yeah,
I think Shakur Stevenson would beat him. And I mean, who is there down at that? I'm trying to think. I don't really know who all the champions are at that weight.
Or at 122, at 126, it was Oscar Valdez. It's the guy that's going to fight tonight.
Josh Warrington.
Too.
Josh Warrington.
Josh Warrington, Gary Russell, and Leo Santa Cruz.
Oh, some good fighters.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know, he wanted to fight Josh Warrington as well.
He wants to fight Josh Warrington.
Yeah, he wanted to fight Josh Warrington.
Yeah, I think he'll beat Josh Warrington.
Yeah, I do too. But Josh, though, like
I like Josh Warrington. I mean, he'll give you a fight. I mean, he'll give anyone a fight. He's game. He's got good engine. He's pretty decent skills. But I don't think I think Shakur Stevens just like more. I mean, he to me looks like he'd go on to become like a real top level elite fighter. Yeah. I'd say Warrington's a solid world champion, but I don't know, Santa Cruz. I'm not really a big fan of Santa Cruz, to be honest. I mean, he's good, obviously. But I don't particularly like his style. I don't think he's. I saw that he beat Frampton the second time. He's good in that. Didn't think he looked good the first time. He's pretty decent. I rate Russell and I rated Valdez better than him as well, to be honest. But Gary Russell, I like. But Gary Russell, like, I mean, he sort of fights like once every like couple of years or something, doesn't he? Gary Russell fought against Kiko Martinez, didn't he, quite recently?
Yeah.
be quite washed up and a bit.
Over the hill.
I like Martinez, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really tell us much. So he looks good, but I don't know. For me, Shakur Stevenson is going to be the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Shakur is, man, a beast, man. Yeah, beast. I wanted the Shakur and fucking the fight with Valdez, man, but Valdez, he went up, and I was gonna say, he wanted a unification match, and I can't blame him because he has been a champion for a while, and he wanted one of the big fights where he can make a big payday. Shakur Stevenson was gonna give him a big payday, high risk, low reward, and arguably you gonna lose.
He would have lost, man. I think he would have lost. Just me on, is it? Don't know what's going on with money. Just check.
Yo, I don't know what went down, y'all. I think that done booted me up out this bitch. Booted me in, I got shut out. But I was about to get ready and wrap it up anyway, man. But I'm gonna hit chat up and let them know that it was a mistake on my end. But Shakur Stevenson is the beast, bro. Shakur is the truth. New Jersey stand up. That's a fact, bro. Lubin, Young Merv will be a champion. Richard Hitchison. I like Richard Hitchison, bro. One hell of a fighter. Don't know if my man's gonna be a champion, but Richard Hitchison is one hell of a fighter. But man, I know I done fucked up the whole live stream. The internet and clicked out on us. But yeah, we was getting ready to wrap it up anyway. But I want to appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. I want y'all to subscribe to Cheddar Boxing. That's my guy, man. No, Cheddar, a real one. You dig what I mean? And I'll be back tonight streaming a fight on ESPN. Trying to get my man man on this deal one day too. So yeah, man, y'all keep rocking with the kid, man. Y'all see we gonna pick it up. We gonna get these more live streams going. You know, stepping on these chumps who think they doing something. You dig? We're gonna keep it moving, man. But salute to y'all, man. It's your boy Money. This the NSBC moving. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at Money_the writer. That's Money_the writer. You know, if you want to donate, it's right there up on the screen. And we'll be back with another one, family.